Pretty soon after I started quilting, I was introduced to the rotary cutter, and it dramatically changed my entire world. It's changed the quilting industry for almost every quilter that's out there today. Wesley Design, when they designed the wood, they dramatically have changed that way quilters are quilting. Farmers have had quilters for a long time, but our domestic quilters were at a disadvantage. We never had those amazing products that could advance our skills. So many people say that I can't free motion, that I don't know how to do it, that I'm no good at it. Ruler work is not free motion, it's guided motion. I already know where I'm going, and all I have to focus on is just keeping the foot attached to the ruler until I'm at the end of the line. So it's really a big advancement, helping people to make their quilts as beautiful as they want, and really changing the level of skill that our domestic quilters are going to see.
Hi, it's Stacy with So Steady, and I am so excited to be here today with everyone to do our fall launch. We've got some really exciting new design tools that we're going to be sharing with everyone today. We've been actively working on this launch for the last 4 or 5 months. So we've got lots of educators that are going to be sharing with everyone today, and being able to kind of get you excited about, I guess, kind of a whole new opportunity for Westerly and your quilting. Today we are going to be taking you into a whole new route for ruler quilting, and then being able to combine ruler quilting with embroidery, if that's something you might be interested in. But we're going to show you why those things might be pretty exciting for you and being able to finish your project. So I have got a huge roster for everyone today of amazing quilters that are going to be sharing with you. We've got Melissa coming up first. She's going to be sharing some of her amazing embroidery projects that she's created. Then I'm going to be sharing a really cool ruler quilting project that is done by Kathy CLAWSON using our new edge-to-edge designs. Then I'm going to be sharing with you some amazing education from Donovan, who's going to be sharing her embroidery and edge-to-edge. So she's going to be combining ruler work and embroidery. We're going to have Donnell come in for a little bit and just share with you her excitement. And then she's going to be doing a whole nother live for everyone on Saturday with some of these new tools. So let's just say you've got some amazing lineup. We've got Pam VARNER sharing with you a brand new project she created that is using the ruler work embroidery designs. So you're going to see how much these can work together, and you're just going to have to want them, right? You're going to want to take advantage of our launch specials. So we also have some great launch specials for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just so you know, we've got giveaways going on the entire live today, but you don't have to be present to win. We do have amazing giveaways that we're going to be doing for just those that registered. So if you can't join, maybe it's too early, or maybe you've got to work, then don't worry. You still are going to have an opportunity to win our grand prizes today. So one of the grand prizes is our brand new deluxe table, which I'll be sharing with you a little bit later. But that table, what we've done is we've upgraded it, and we're now including some really cool things, including the circles and straights tool with the deluxe table. That's the one with the drawer. It's a large table, 18 by 24. So that's going to be one of the grand prizes. Another grand prize that we're going to have is the new embroidery collection, where you get to pick another collection to have with it. So you get actually 2 embroidery collections together. So it's a huge value and opportunity, and we'll show you why you might want to do that today as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Now that I've shared with you everything we're going to be doing today, let's first take a dive into what these new templates are all about. So these are our new edge-to-edge templates, and I'm not going to share with you what I think they look like, but I'm going to tell you that I feel like these templates, I'm getting such rave reviews from our educators. They're absolutely loving them because they're nice hand-sized templates that give you so many options for creating those connections with your existing rulers. So you're going to have so much opportunity to really create that edge-to-edge look with your rulers. So this is our 2-piece connector set. Really what you're getting with that is you're getting 6 different edge-to-edge designs, and you can see those designs. They're the ones that are the green. So what you're doing is you're creating your standard, you know, flower design from a Spinifex or one of our spinning wheels designs, and then you're connecting them with these edge-to-edge connectors. So the designs are shown that they connect with on the actual template themselves, but you're getting so many options. You don't have to have an embroidery machine to use these templates. What we're sharing with you is Embroidelee is where ruler work meets embroidery. We are taking all of our designs that you can create with rulers, and we're giving you the opportunity to create them with embroidery if you so choose, with rulers if you so choose, or you can do both. So our goal is to give you an amazing opportunity to create gorgeous quilt designs that you can do at home on whatever machine you have. So this is our edge-to-edge 2-piece set that is going to give you the opportunity to create edge-to-edge designs with rulers. So with today's special offer, we do have a practice panel that we'll be sharing with you here in a little bit on discount, and you'll be able to take advantage of getting that with the purchase of the rulers if you so choose. And so this is actually a little bit more about that 2-piece set. You can see the practice panel that we have right here. On there is you can go ahead and choose your height of your foot, and then if you want to add that class kit, it's regularly $10, but we're have it for $5, which is just 50% off for getting started, and we'll be sharing with you what that practice panel looks like here in a little bit as well. So this is a great way to be able to kind of get started and really, you know, get comfortable with those rulers. So a little bit about this set. We have some of the instruction here for you to kind of check out, but really what we're giving with this template set is we're giving you the edge-to-edge embroidery lookbook for free. And why would we do that? Because that is your guide on what you can do with these 2 rulers. We're showing you all kinds of different designs that you can create using that field space. So if you have your phone handy right now, you can scan the QR code that is on the screen, and you can download your free digital lookbook for the Edge-to-Edge collection, which is going to be invaluable for creating edge-to-edge designs with ruler work or with embroidery. So go ahead and do that for a moment. I'll keep this up for you. But what we're showing you is the opportunity to take these designs and you can create them with your sampler set collection if you have the edge-to-edge connector. You can create them with your Starry Nights templates if you have the edge-to-edge connector set. Or you can create them with your feather sets if you have them with the edge-to-edge connectors. So the edge-to-edge connector is kind of that new set that will allow you to combine designs that you already have in your collection and create gorgeous edge-to-edge designs across your projects. So let's go ahead and take a look at the edge-to-edge lookbook and learn a little bit more about this collection. So we have 200 different designs in this collection. They're available in 4 different hoop sizes, and there's 2 variations for each design. We call one a beginner, and we call one the connector variation. And we'll show you what that looks like as we go through the lookbook together here in a minute. The complements, all of these designs are complementing the embroidery collections that we have released so far. So they complement the sampler embroidery collection, they complement the Starry Nights, and they complement the feather collection. So you've got a good assortment of designs to choose from to create edge-to-edge quilting designs on your projects. And boy, are there so many options for creating gorgeous edge-to-edge designs on your project. So we're going to show you, you're going to see a lot of sample pieces today because we've all been having so much fun with the edge-to-edge designs. And I'll post a link to that as well if you can't scan that code to do the download. Don't worry, I'll give you a download link here in a little bit so you can download the Embroidery collection as we go through it. And so this is just a little sampling of the designs that are going to be included. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that here in a moment. And then those 4 hoop sizes. So edge-to-edge designs tend to be a little bit bigger. So we do have 4 hoop sizes for the embroidery collection. So that it starts at a 6 by 10 hoop size. That's really the minimum that we would recommend for an edge-to-edge design. And then it's going all the way up to that largest hoop size. So it's going to meet the needs of the folks that have gone out and got those big brand new machines that Bernina and Janome and Baby Luck and Brother have all released this year. So we've got designs that will actually fit into that 11.5 by 16 hoop size, which is kind of exciting. So, but don't worry, depending on what you have available, we've got a hoop size for you and your machine. Now we talk about that a connector option versus beginner and easy. So we found that it's a lot easier to create an edge-to-edge quilt design if you simply just kind of create a row, grid out your fabric, and then just what we like to call plop and drop, but just kind of nest those designs together, and it's really hard to see where those designs begin and end. So we've gone ahead and created one that we consider a beginner, and then our second design has 1 connector, which means you only have to have it connect to the previous design in 1 location. Sometimes that can be a little bit easier as you're kind of creating your edge-to-edge designs with embroidery. So it's a great way to be able to have a singular connection point, which can be more simple. And we'll dive into that a little bit later. The next thing that we're going to look at is I'm just going to dive into the Embroidery collection lookbook. So this is the edge-to-edge lookbook. And so what you're seeing here is what these designs would look like on repeat depending on the design. And then we show in the right-hand corner of the lookbook what each of those looks like. So there's a lot of options for being able to see what the B connector point would be and so on. Here's just a few of the samples that we're actually going to be sharing with you live today, so you can see them close up and in person. But you can see this is such quick work, guys, if you're using your Embroidery collection designs to finish these projects, these panel projects, purse projects, even this patchwork quilt pillow project, super quick and super easy. And this is going to be something that you're really, really going to, appreciate being able to take advantage of. But I will tell you, one of the things that I love is to kind of point out that there is opportunity anytime. Pause this for a second. I didn't realize I had audio going on that one. But this is a great opportunity to be able to, we'll pause that again. All right, so one of the things that I was hoping to show you is these connectors. So we have these connectors in shown on each of these designs. And what's great to note about the connectors is that we're telling you within this lookbook how you could create each and every one of these designs with your rulers. So this is not just a lookbook for embroidery. This is a lookbook for ruler work as well. And that's why Embroidery is where ruler work meets embroidery, because we're sharing with you how to create every design that we have within those collections. We're telling you which templates were used and giving you some simple tips on how to create those designs. So we do have a goal. One of our educators, Kathy CLAWSON, who's really been very active on Facebook, has a goal of creating every single one of these designs for you during her lives in 2025. So if you need some extra support on how to create this design or how to create this feather leaf design, then she is going to do those as live video for you throughout 2025, so you have that extra support and not just the lookbook to work from. So here's just, again, a little bit more as far as some of our designs are concerned. The lookbook comes with the designs, exactly. So you're going to get the lookbook, the actual package. I'll show you here in a moment on the screen. Here's a few of our Starry Nights projects. You can see we've been having lots of fun with these designs. But one thing to note about our Embroidery collections is that with the purchase of the collection, you are automatically, and with the purchase of the collection, you enroll into, you register your collection on our So Steady University, and we give you a little link to register your collection within the lookbook. And once you do that, what you're going to get is you're going to get the access to the 3 exclusive club classes for each of our collections. So, and that's something that you can take through your club stores. A lot of our club stores are hosting those classes, but you'll also have that available to be able to access on the university. So that was just a quick view of the actual Embroidery Club collection, or Embroidery collection. And that's the Edge to Edge collection. Again, that collection includes those 200 designs that are available in 4 hoop sizes, 2 variations for each, and then it complements the Starry Nights, the starter set, and the feather set. So what I'm going to do now is we are going to give away one of those collections. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on pause. Let's see if I can do that. We've got some sound back here. It's kind of exciting. There we go. All right, so let me go ahead and bring Donnell in now. Donnell, are you here? Hi, Donnell. Let's see if I can hear you. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
So I wanted to bring you on because I was gonna have you share some of your excitement about the new Embroidery and what makes you most excited about that.
Well, first of all, I think I'm probably the one that has hounded Stacy for the longest about getting some, not only templates, but some embroidery so that we can actually use these things with some of the templates we already have. And so those connectors are going to be so much fun. And I actually have only had about 3 days to have them in my hands, and I don't have what I was playing with me. I kind of got a little extended stay here at the last store I was working at. And so for that reason, I just want to make sure that I share my enthusiasm, even though I can't show you a sample of anything, but I can tell you it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I've been playing with them using the connectors with our templates, such as our like 1-inch and 2-inch hearts and all of the minis. That is so much fun. And I will tell you, if you have not invested in getting some of our minis, and I'm not talking about mini fills, I'm talking about our mini collection of spinifex. And we have, I don't know, Stacy can tell you how many, but a lot, let's just say it that way. And while you're doing that, you're going to want to get those mini crosshair squares also, because that's going to really help you in getting everything lined up. And I know some of the educators today are probably going to show you some of that. And the Donna's tool, and I can't think, what is it called? The marking tool that she has. That's going to be a big help also.
We might be giving one of those away today too.
Oh, well, you would probably know, Stacy. So that's going to be one of the things that I have used some, but I can tell you now that we have these, I'm going to be using them a whole lot more. And I think some of the things that will get incorporated into some of our classes going forward are how easy it is to actually use those when you use them to their best abilities, because it's just like my centering ruler. There's so many things that you can do with that to make it easy to line things up, just simply because it's 2 inches wide, and sometimes you got a 4-inch border and you want to know where half is, and all you have to do is lay it down. And so we've got so many tools to work with now. It's going to be so much fun to be able to play with all of these EMBROIDEREE designs, the connectors to work within them, but also using those connectors. And I see more connectors coming in the future myself. So I'm excited about it. Yeah. It's going to be one of
Yeah, no, one of the things that I was so excited about though is that we were able to get all of the connector points used within our EMBROIDEREE Edge to Edge collection into 2 templates, which is so amazing. But you're right, there's so much potential for more. And our goal for every collection that we release from here on out is we're going to have edge to edge within the collection. So what you'll get in your collections going forward is edge to edge designs, border designs, block designs, and corner motifs all in one collection. And they're all going to represent a certain type of, template set or series that we have. So I might give you guys a teaser on what's coming next, but but yes, I think that we have so much potential for new connector templates going forward as well. But we're really,
I think what you mentioned earlier, Stacy, regarding the fact that they need to register. I talked to a lady the other day, and she didn't know that she had all of these designs for Starry Nights, just because she had purchased the Starry Nights set of templates. And so, it's one of those things that we've got so many things that you really may not even know you have. So make sure you're tuning in on all of that stuff, because good grief, you've got a ton of opportunity and a ton of chances. I shouldn't say chances, that doesn't sound right, but opportunities is definitely the best thing to be able to do different things. As Stacy was going through, I was looking at the Starry Nights there, and I'm looking at that going, I've got a quilt that's definitely ready for that design, and that's going to get on there pretty soon. So, and while you're thinking about it, you guys, you got to get those suspension arms, because that's going to be a big ticket for this.
Oh, absolutely. And we might be giving one away today.
I'm hitting them all. We should have talked sooner, Stacy. I wouldn't have
I said this is going to be a big day of giveaways. So a couple questions that came in I wanted to answer. Someone asked, do I have to register to win? I'm going to give you a link, because today, if you're live, you're registered to win. All you need to do is comment. Tell us what you think about this so far. If you have a question, ask a question, but you have to comment to win. I'm about to pick the winner of the first collection, and there's 240 people on live right now, but I only have 68 comments. So that means I'm only going to be picking from the people that have commented. So I'm going to give you guys some extra time to tell me if you want to win this. And then I'm going to answer a question, and I'm going to have Melissa come on. And Melissa is going to share with us her first projects that she has created that she's using the Edge to Edge designs for. So Donnell, do you have any last thoughts? Actually, we need to tell them when they're going to see your live.
Well, I don't know. It'll probably be the first Saturday in December on my 5 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock Pacific time. So whatever that first date is in December, that's when I'll be back from Quilt Market and all of that. And we will be good to give us some good fun times to share with you some of these designs that I've been playing with.
And she'll have a lot of extra playtime because she's going to be sitting at Quilt Market and Quilt Festival in Houston, guys. So if you want to stop by and see some amazing, demoing and check out these products live, join us in Houston. We'll be in booth 800 and 900 aisle, right on the main aisle, so you can't miss us. But yes, Donnell's going to be pretty busy over the next couple of weeks, so we'll give her a pass.
Yeah.
All right, so then don't forget, tell us what you think. Tell us if you're excited about these. Tell us if you want to win them. One other question that came in, and then I'm going to pass it over to Melissa. The question was how they don't understand what they're getting here. So far, we have presented two different products. We have presented our Embroidery Edge-to-Edge collection, and we presented our Edge-to-Edge connector template sets. Those two products are actually kind of married together because if you are a ruler quilter and only a ruler quilter, you can use the two-piece edge-to-edge templates to create the embroidery edge-to-edge designs that you see within this lookbook using your existing templates. So what we are giving you, if you purchase the edge-to-edge two-piece template set, which I'll post a link to here in a moment, then you will actually get the edge-to-edge, the digital download of the edge-to-edge embroidery collection lookbook at no cost. It'll just come as a digital download with the purchase of your templates. Now, if you choose to just go the embroidery route, you can do that too and buy the embroidery, which comes with the USB stick that works for all file types. So if you have a long arm, if you have, any type of machine, we have every file type on this USB and it comes with it. But don't worry, because if some point you accidentally lose your USB, all you have to do is register your collection and you'll have access to all of those files online. You can re-download them. We really encourage everyone to register their collection because sometimes we'll do updates. We add new designs sometimes because we just decide you deserve them. And so you want to register your collection and then that way you'll have access. So two products so far. One is the edge-to-edge template set, and one is the edge-to-edge embroidery set. So I hope that makes sense. So I have posted a link. We definitely will encourage you to purchase from our club stores. So we do have our embroidery club stores on our website. I'll post a link to that. You can also purchase on our site. I have did a link to that as well. So I'll post another link. And if you choose to pick up at one of our local stores near you, then you can actually get free shipping. So I have spoken enough. I'm going to pick a winner here in a minute, but first I'm going to go ahead and let Melissa take it away. Hi, Melissa. You're on.
Hi, everybody. It's so fun to be here. I'm so excited about the collections. I've always loved embroidery, and I've always loved our Westerly design templates. So to have them married together with our new embroidery designs I just absolutely love it. The possibilities are endless. So if you're like me, I am new to doing embroidery, and doing an edge-to-edge embroidery even was a little scary at first. So I'll show you one of the first projects I did. This is one of our patchwork projects of the month, and it's just a small little, I guess you wouldn't even call it a quilt. It's just a small little topper, I guess, table topper, and it was all patchwork, but we decided to do an edge-to-edge on it. Hopefully you guys can see that. So this is one of our first designs we came up with. Maybe I'll get a little bit closer. I don't know. Let me know if you guys can see that.
Yeah, we can see that. Good. You're good.
Okay, good. So this was one of the first ones we came up with, and it's from our sampler set designs. And it was a little dense, so we were still kind of figuring out our designs, but I went ahead and did it on this one. And it worked out great. This one actually had the little connector. So you basically put your design, you hoop it, and then your next design, you use one of the little connectors that are already part of the design and do your next design.
So someone commented, and I do want to comment back. They said those are tiny.
Yes.
So just so you know, we don't offer those designs anymore that tiny.
These were really, really tiny, and that was something that we were testing. And it made this quilt so dense. Like I think Stacy said one time, it could probably just stand up straight, and she's right. It had so much thread in it. But the intent as far as just being able to practice the edge to edge and then seeing what a design looked like, I loved it. So that was one thing. That was kind of my first start at it. The second way that these are really fun to be used is just with panels. There's a lot of panels out there now. I don't know if you guys like panels, but they make fun, quick gifts or, you know, seasonal wall hangings, if that's something you want to do.
Oh, and this is the cover of the lookbook too, by the way, because we loved that design so much.
It's a great, I think this is a sampler as well, correct, Stacy?
Yeah, that's the part of the sampler. So we have basically three collections highlighted within the Edge to Edge collection. So what we say sampler, what we're saying is every design that is used in this Edge to Edge collection is actually from the sampler set. So right now, actually, this is a good fun quiz. Which templates do you see in this design? All right, we're going to give everybody a few seconds to answer. Which templates do you think were used to create this edge-to-edge design? And then it translated to our Embroidery edge-to-edge design, which is embroidery. So you could create this with your templates at home using your sewing machine.
And your sampler. Absolutely.
If you have, and your edge-to-edge connectors, now that we've released them, or if you have an embroidery machine, you could go ahead and just do the plop and drop method.
Yeah, and both of them are great. If you think of like a quick gift, you know, a lot of panels, you can throw a border around them. So I just put a white border around it. Yeah. And there you do. It's done. You add your edge-to-edge embroidery designs. And
so I'm showing the screen really quick because this is on the cover, and they said I can't see it clear enough to tell you. So I just put the cover on the screen really quick so they could see it clearly. Everybody has mentioned the spin effects, but the one template that you haven't mentioned, guys, which is actually used a ton in making the edge-to-edge designs in our lookbook, is, drum roll, see if you can guess, it's the 12-inch arc.
Yeah.
The 12-inch arc is used a ton in all of those pointed flowers are actually 12-inch arc flowers. So we use the crosshair square to create those designs with the 12-inch arc. So just so you know, the Spin FX 4, yes, very, very popular, but the 12-inch arc as well.
Great.
So, all right. So show us the next one. That's absolutely gorgeous. I love that project.
The next one's, let's see. This is just me kind of playing around to do a quick sample, another panel. And I don't know if you can see this one, but I did the Starry Nights on it. Let's see.
You can hold it up a little bit higher. Yeah, you can see the white section really well because you use that green.
This was the Starry Nights edge-to-edge collection, which is really fun. And again, I just wanted to play around. How did it look? Test it out. I grabbed a panel and just cut it and put it on the Starry Nights. And yeah, it works out great. That's what I really like about these. And then as well as if you do have the templates, like was brought out earlier, if there's a space that you think, well, gosh, the edge-to-edge embroidery kind of left an open space, well, get out your templates and do some little template ruler work there and fill it in. That's a great way of how they mirror each other or work together. So that's another.
And I'm showing it on the big screen again really quick just because you know, it was a little bit hard to see. So you can see that's the project that's right here. And it's using the Starry Nights templates with you know, our Starry Nights inspired designs. All right, so just so you know, we now have over 190 entered in to win our first giveaway today. So keep it up, guys.
Nice.
I love it.
Okay, so this is another one. This is going to be with our feathers. So I'm going to stand back just so you can see the overall panel.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. That'd be great.
Okay, this was an actual just piece. It's a block design, and I've really gotten into taking a simple block design and enlarging it to be like a huge 36 by 36 panel. I love it. These make a great gift too, or a great project to start on. And then I did the feather design. Let's see, how's that?
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love that one.
You can see the feathers on there. And again, this is a lot from our feather templates. If most of you or some of you might have our feather templates. So that.
Yeah, I'm going to show it on the screen really quick and see if they can guess which design was used.
Perfect.
So I've got 4 designs on the screen, and now that you've seen Melissa's, I'm going to get that close up again. You can pick which design you think was used. So the part number is in the left corner. So it's either F3, F4, F5, or F6. Which design do you think we used to create that one? Yeah, I think everybody's gotten it right.
Yeah, we got some good followers there. Great.
Well, it's actually F4. So we had several F4 guesses. That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, it was design F4. So that's using, if you guys want to guess which templates were used there, that is, I believe our Spinifex, well, it's our Spinifex 13 that they used, and they rotated and had it come together. So the Spinifex 13 is represented, as well as the Spinifex feathers designs, which you did in the miniature, the smaller sizes, as well as you could use the Spinifex feather leaf to create that as well. So all kinds of fun. All right, back to Melissa.
I was just going to say too, and a lot of fun things that you can do is just thinking outside the box. You know, if you don't want to do the whole thing in an edge-to-edge design, you could do some template ruler work in just one of the squares, and then do some edge-to-edge around it. Or you could do one of our big fill designs from our embroidery collections that make like a statement design. And it's just, I just think the possibilities are endless when everything kind of matches, and you can kind of go back and forth between your templates and your embroidery and the edge to edge and really make a project unique. So that is really fun. And then I think the last project, hopefully, was last month's patchwork project. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you just finished that.
Yeah, so there might be some better photos. But this was a feather edge to edge too, and I just did a table runner, piece table runner.
Oh yeah, you can see it pretty well right now.
Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. And I think that this was only like, I want to say there was 10 hoopings I did on this. And it filled it really nice. And then there was a couple places that I came back and I actually just did a little ruler work where I thought maybe it needed some more,
I love. And that's something that we're really going to talk about a lot today is, you know, Embroidelee is where really work meets embroidery. And I don't know how many of you have done embroidery where you're, you know, doing all the hoopings and you're like, oh shoot, I need like half a design right here. Right. I need, you know, so an easy way, I mean, aside from putting it into the software program, you know, redesigning, and if you're that lucky and you're that smart to have all of that, then do it. But you could also throw down your feather ruler or your star ruler, and you could easily finish that project by adding a feather here or a star there and be able to complete it. So
and I've done that a few times. Like Stacy said, it's very, I mean, I'm not a big math person, so and I kind of just wing it half the time. So it's very rare that by the time I get done, I had the right number of hoopings with how big my project is. And then that's what's great is you can just come back and be like, oh, well, I don't have a whole nother hooping to go, or I can't resize it enough. Bring out your templates or bring out some little motif designs that we have, and fill in the blanks.
Exactly. Yes, every single design is created to be used with the embroidery machine, and it works for long arm too. So so far our collections as we've released them have had fill designs and bead stitch designs in them, and so we've had to sell the long arm files separate, the long arm USB separate. But because this is only quilting designs, it's only edge to edge, we are putting every single format on one USB. So long arm, domestic alike, you can do it. Now, if you're not an embroiderer, don't worry, because you can buy the edge-to-edge templates, the 2-piece template set, and you can make these designs with your existing rulers.
And that's what I'm going to show next.
Oh, so, I love it.
Yeah, so this is from one of our educators, Nan in Sweden. Some of you might already know her. She does not have an embroidery machine, but she loved the idea of doing edge to edge with templates she already had. So she already had our Westerly design templates, and she created this little sample panel showing how you can do edge to edge using a little connector to connect all the designs. And so that's a great way. If you don't have an embroidery machine, you're not going to be left out. That's what those edge to edge connector templates are great for. Just helping you make those little swig little connector lines and give you a whole new look for your templates. So that's one example.
It's just so fun to be able to really kind of create these designs now with the edge-to-edge connectors.
This is another one she did, and she used actually a decorative thread on it. It's kind of a shimmery decorative thread, but showing how you can use the templates and make a great overall edge-to-edge design. Very creative. She even did a little edge-to-edge and template.
Oh, yeah, back it up a little closer, actually. Sorry. A little up there. You can see it.
Yeah. So she did some template. This is all with templates, and she did a little bit of template as well as connecting the designs all the way around in the back of a purse. So
Megan is so talented.
Yes. So that is, I think, all I have.
Well, you've been busy. You've been very busy. And I actually have a couple samples of yours that I'm going to show here. So don't worry. Okay. We've got more to show. All right. Well, great news, guys. We have 209 entered into our first giveaway. So you guys have been busy sharing and doing our little quizzes on the templates used. I hope we all like a little quiz along the way. And now I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner. How does that sound? Should we do it? Should we pick a winner?
Does it show on camera?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to pick a winner, and the winner we're going to be picking is for the, oops, I hid my screen. We're going to be picking the winner of our edge-to-edge collection. So this is the $75 edge-to-edge embroidery collection. So that's the first giveaway for today. And so here we go. We are picking a winner, guys. All right. And the lucky winner is Rhonda P. Congratulations, Rhonda. You are the winner of the new edge-to-edge template set. So go ahead. I'm going to do a little reminder. If you haven't joined us for some of these lives in the past, in order to take advantage of your giveaway, you need to email us, and we need to be able to get your address and to ship off your prize. So don't forget to email us, and then we will go ahead and get your prize off to you. All right, so I feel like we've answered most of the questions that have come in so far. So we now are going to be presenting to you a live video or a video, but Kathy is live. So I'm going to bring Kathy on now as well. Hi, Kathy. Are you here to, you can share with us a little bit about where, oh, I got to bring you in. There you are.
Hi, Stacy. Made it. I made it.
Thank you so much for joining us. Well, I'm really excited to share with everybody your first project, because you have created a really fun project using the edge-to-edge connectors.
I have.
So tell us what you think about the connector templates so far.
I love them. I absolutely love them. I love the diversity. Just by turning them a little different ways, you have so many different looks you can give it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not like, there we go, each one. You know, I don't know how else to say it, but I do love them, and I had fun working with them. And what else I liked about it is you can put things as close together as you want or as far apart as you want. You know, some people that I found over the years, some people like to have that real high loft batting, and they want their quilts to be really soft and cuddly.
Yeah.
So use the templates further away from each other. Me, I like to quilt everything to death. So when you get under one of my quilts, it's like sleeping with sandpaper.
Okay. So it could stand up. We were talking about how if it's real dense, you can stand up.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Well, we're excited to share your video. So definitely ask questions along the way, and we will answer those questions after this video. Kathy has actually got about a 30-minute video for us where she is demonstrating using the edge-to-edge connectors. And so I'm going to go ahead and have her take it away with that. And then we'll go ahead and dive into our next giveaway, because we do have a giveaway that we're doing next. Let me go ahead. My video, I think if I click it, it'll go. Let's see. No, I've got it right here though. So I'll just bring it over so I don't have to try to do it that way. All right. So the video is queued up. I'm going to go ahead and have that taken away, and then we'll be with everybody again and be picking a winner for our edge-to-edge template set.
Welcome. So happy that you could be here today with us as we launch our new Meandering Squiggles connector. With this beautiful connector, what we're going to be able to do is take a whole lot of templates, or just a few, whichever you prefer, and make them into an edge-to-edge quilting design. The nice thing about it, no two quilting designs will look the same. And what we've got is we've got this very well marked. If you look, A is right here, and this is what it will look like when it's stitched out. B goes from here to here, and this is the stitch path. C goes from here to here, and other than looking like a smile, it also has a beautiful quilt path that can be connected. What I'm working on today is actually not a very large project. It's just a little wall hanging for Halloween. So what I've decided to do is bring out my Starry Nights. I think you all know how much I love the Starry Nights. I use them every chance I get for every project that I can do it, and it makes sense. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I have marked my outside perimeter, and I'm going to start and stop a little outside of that, because remember, our fabric tends to shrink up just a little bit as we quilt it. You can see that I've got 3 staple tape dots here, and I'm going to hold my threads, and I am going to stitch over to this side of my meandering squiggles. Okay, taking my first stitch in place. Now remember, this is an arc, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to keep those stitches just a little bit smaller. And it looks like I could have put my foot down just a hair. I'm not going to worry about that until I get to the point where I'm going to stop stitching, unless, of course, it starts skipping stitches. Okay, go ahead and move that down just a hair. And that is because I do have the wool batting in there, so we can compress it just a little bit. So here is my Starry Night, and this is the 1-inch star 1. And I have gone ahead and stitched my squiggle meander. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch 1 rotation of the template. Now, I have to decide what direction I want to go into next. I think I want to go in this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start here, because that is where I wanted to start. But I'm going to have it stop in a different area. And that's so easy to accomplish. Let me show you that. I'm going to take nice small stitches, because this is a very small template, and I like to try and make sure that the stitch length matches the template size. Not saying that if it's a real big template, I take real big stitches. I don't. But when it is a smaller template, I do tend to shorten those stitches just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. So what we've got going on here is you can see I've got my meandering squiggle here. I have my star. Now what I want to do is I want to come back up in this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch, and you know what? You can put it any way you want. And that is the real value of this. Now, if I wanted to, I could come back down this way and then pick it up over here. And I will do that. I'm probably not going to do it on this one, but I will do that. So here we go. I'm going to come up. And I don't need to go all the way to the end of this template if I don't want to. I'm just going to come up that far and stop. I'm going to go ahead and put another template in there. This time I'm going to put a moon, and I'm going to face the moon inward on an angle. I like angling things. We like things to look random when we are doing the templates, when we're using the meander squiggles, because it's like free motion. And in free motion, remember, we don't have necessarily a path already for us. We determine our own path. So what I've got is I've got this coming up and here, and now I want to come back into this direction. So I'm going to go ahead and use my letter A this time, and I'm going to come towards the center. And I'm going to stop right here. And what you'll see is I came up to the bottom of the moon and came out from the top of the moon. And you can do that. You don't have to, but you can. Now I'm going to show you something else that you can do with your star as soon as I can pull it out here. Okay, here it is. Here's something else, and I like this idea simply because it helps us to move around our area. And it gets us where we want to go. And you see how fast this is going? We can really, really make these passes quickly. I do like to put a lot of design in mine. So I am putting a lot of stars and moons. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see where I want to come back to. And I think I want to come back here. Or do I want to come here? I think I'm going to come out this way. Now, if I want, though, I could flip it over and use it in this direction as well. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I think I'm going to just miss that star point by coming out. So now we've got another totally different look using the same meandering squiggle. Now, I want to come down back over here, but I'm not really keen on putting another star or moon right here. So what I want to do is I want this to make a really nice, smooth curve. So in order to do that, I'm just going to take and set this. I'm going to set it this way on my B, and I'm going to come around, and that is going to give me a really nice curve. And I'm going to stop right there. You'll see what I'm talking about right here. Okay, so I'm going to stop right here. And I did break my thread, so I'm coming back in. And this time I am going to use, here it is. I'm going to use my bigger star. And we're going to use a star tail on this one. Okay, it's not going to be a huge star tail, but it's going to be a star tail all the same. I'm going to go ahead and put it in this direction. Make sure that when you're doing this, you know the rating of your batting. And what batting rating is somewhere on the package, it should tell you how many inches apart should be the maximum number of stitches that you should put, or the number of inches. For example, if a batting says that stitching should occur within 4.5 inches apart, then with 4.5 inches, you're going to have the best outcome after the project is washed. Okay, so now I'm coming back down and over like this. And I think I'm going to put my star tail right there. I think that would be a great spot for it. Okay, and we're going to pretend it's coming this way. And around we're going to go. Again, remember, keeping those stitches just a little bit shorter. Okay, so now this is going to be real easy for us to put our meandering squiggle on. Whoops, wrong place. And we can come out here and come over this way. So I'm not going to put it all the way on. I'm just going to go ahead and put it so that I end up right about there. Okay. As I said, this is something that you're going to decide as you go along. You're going to decide where things look good and how you want them to be. So let's go ahead, and we haven't had a moon here recently, so let's go ahead and put an eclipse moon in. And this one's going to be a little bigger. Doesn't matter what size you use as long as you like it. And I am going to do this moon so that I start at the top, come around, and then I'm going to come back to the bottom. This is just going to fill in this little space here very nicely. Keeping those stitches smaller. I'm going to stop and take an extra stitch here because we're going to be changing directions. Okay, so now I have to decide, do I want to come out here where I came into that moon, or do I want to come out towards the bottom and head off in the other direction? I think I prefer to come out at the bottom and head in the other direction. This can be done with any group of templates, and it will look beautiful. So let's go ahead and we're going to come this way, and then we're going to extend this to come around. Okay. Whoops, there we go. What I plan to do is I plan to bring this outside of my stitch line here, outside of my, or I should say my trim line. And we're going to come right down here. Now, what I can do is come right back with that, or I can come right back with a different one. And I'm going to try them all to see. This is the one I like the best, I think. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to flip that. I'm going to end up over here. Now, one thing that I want you to see is how beautiful these templates, the sides of them work together to keep that meander nice and even and smooth. And You will not be able to tell where one ended and one starts. And that is the goal for when we are doing free motion stitching, right? Okay, so we're going to come up and I'm going to come this way, I think, right along here. And again, you won't be able to tell where I switched my templates. And I'm just turning it a little bit as I move along, because what I want to do is put, there we go. What I want to do is put a large star here and then take off in this direction. So let me grab a star 1, and this one's going to be the 2-inch, and we're going to put it coming in this direction to fill up this space right here, because that's what we're doing. We're filling spaces. And it's kind of nice that we can take and break these spaces down a little bit. What I did to make it pass kind of evenly is I went ahead, my height is 18 inches. So at every 4.5 inch, I put a horizontal line. And what I'm doing is on each pass, I'm trying to stay somewhat close to that horizontal line, but leaving myself room to come down from the top and to have this part. Let me see if I can make sure to get in here. You see how this one comes over the 4.5 inch line. So we call that nesting. So these designs are going to nest one row inside of another, and it's going to make for a very smooth transition from one row to another without any really sharp demarcation. Here we go. Nice big star. Star number 1, this is. And you'll notice I don't speed up for a larger star. I go pretty much slowly on every star, no matter the size. Okay, there's our big star. Now I want to come up and around. So let's go ahead and let's get our meandering squiggle here. And I'm going to turn it so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to come this way, and then I'm going to decide once I do which direction I'm going to go in next. If I'm going to keep going up, which I can do. And a great way to do that is to go ahead and flip my template and just follow that same line of stitching. And what's beautiful is you can't tell that join is literally invisible. Isn't that awesome? I love that. Absolutely love that. So far, we're getting this really looking good, guys. Really good. What do I want to put in there? I think what I want to put in there is another shooting star. And this time I'm going to make the shooting star just a little larger. So this is a 2-inch star 4. And we're going to have it shooting this way, okay? So here we go. I'm just going to come in. I'm going to go ahead and nice and slowly stitch that star in. Take your time. And surprise, I just dropped something. Oh, you guys know I have the dropsies. It's just the way I roll. And one more point, and we are back to the beginning. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, and now I'm going to take, let's see, this star tail I think would be a good one, and I think we should have it point in this direction. Yep. So I'm going to take my first stitch in place, nice and easy, all the way around. Don't forget extra stitch here, and one more right here. And I'm going to stop. Okay, look at how cool that is. Now, I have another dilemma. No, it's not a dilemma. It's just a decision that I can make. I can bring my meandering squiggle over here. I also can come back on the meandering squiggle and come this way. Traveling back is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I just prefer not to if I don't have to. So if I come around this way, I can fill in this entire area here without traveling. So that is what I'm going to do. And this is where the C component of this template works so well. I can just come around in a semicircle. It's not a circle. It's not a half circle. It's just a beautiful arc. I'm going to stop right here. Now what I can do is just twist the template, and I'm going to keep on going here. And I'm going to choose a place to stop that I think looks appealing, and I like right here. Is there some kind of formula? No, absolutely not. It's just what I think is going to look nice. I want to put a moon here, so I'm going to go ahead and put a new moon here. There we go. Oops, I'm going to stop with my needle down. Remember, I don't have a fancy machine. Okay, now this is a place that's really kind of cool because now we can totally change the direction of our path if we choose to. And I choose to. I want to come over this way, and then I want to come down a little bit before I put another motif in here. So here we go. Coming this way. Now what I want to do is I want to shift my trajectory. And when I flip this around, what you're seeing is there is no visible shift here. It is simply going to continue stitching in a very smooth curve. Okay, so let's go ahead and put another star here. Let's pick, how about the star 2? Okay, I just love these stars. And on this one, I do believe I'm going to come out from the side instead of the top. Here we go. Nice and easy. Almost fell off of that little cliff there because I was going just a little too fast. Or as my mother would say, getting kind of big for your britches there, aren't you, girl? Oh, goodness sake. I guess that shows my age, but that's okay. She kept me in line. Okay, so we're getting close here. Remember to keep that template really nice and steady because now we're going to be traveling. And I'm going to travel back to this point here. There we go. As long as you don't move the template, you'll be fine. Now we can stop here in the middle also. I just kind of like the idea of it coming off that point. Okay, so there we go. I'm getting my meander squiggle back, and I want to put something right in this area. So let me just see which one oh, this is it. Yeah, definitely this is it. Okay, it's not just the one that I think will fit the best, it's also the one that I think will have the most eye appeal. And I'm going to stop here. And the reason why is I don't want to put another moon or star directly under this one. So what I'm going to do right after I clean off a whole bunch of these, I'm going to come around here. I'm going to use my C side, and I am going to continue stitching. And again, what that does is it gives us that beautiful ongoing angle without any sharp elements to show us that we switched our sides. Now, I said I wanted to put something in here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I am going to find, okay, I think I'm going to find, I have really made a mess of my templates here. Okay, there's one. I'm going to use this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just a partial star coming in here, filling up that little area. So I right now am outside of the seam line, or where the seam line is likely to be. And here's a point coming in from that area. I'm not going to make the whole rotation. I don't need to. But what I am doing is I'm ensuring that I am making it far enough out into the margin so that when I trim my my wall hanging, I won't have an empty piece of fabric. So that is one line of stitching. Oh goodness, need to cut that off. There we go. There is one line of stitching done with our meandering squiggle and our starry night templates. I hope this is helpful to you. You know what? While we're here, let's do another one right here. I want to do another star, and we're going to make it this one right here. So when I'm going to come, no, I don't have anything connecting here. I don't need anything connecting there though. I really don't. But I want to use up that little bit of empty space. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just a choice that I am making. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do that, okay? Here we go. Take my first stitch in place. Take my time. Now, one thing I want you to know is I made sure that all 4 of my staple tape was on fabric. I didn't put any out here beyond the perimeter of my fabric. And why I didn't is because I wanted to hold everything in place nice and securely while I stitched it. And that's all I need to stitch. I do not need to stitch the entire rotation. Again, this is going to be buried in the outside seam allowance. So there we go. Well, goodness, come on over here, you. Okay, there we go. Nice and filled in. and it looks like and you did a great job with your edge to edge design. So when somebody says, oh my gosh, how did you do that? Well, you did it using the meandering squiggle. And that is the newest template. There it is. I knew I had it here somewhere. The newest template from So Steady. Do I think it's necessary to have this in your arsenal of templates? Yep, I do. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I certainly hope that I've given you some ideas on how to use it. And I hope that you decide you can't live without it. I want to see what you tried with it. I want to see your success with it, because it's a pretty tough one not to be successful with. Please go ahead and post your pictures in Westerly by me. Let us all share in your creativity. So until we meet again, let's quilt.
Thank you so much. We absolutely love that. You are very talented. There was lots and lots of comments about just how amazing you are, Kathy. So I really appreciate you sharing that. Any thoughts? I know there was a lot of questions that I starred during your video, so I was going to answer some of those. But before I do, I wanted to remind everyone that we are giving away the two-piece connector set, and I'm going to actually sweeten it a little bit. I'm going to give away something else with it. Are you guys ready for this? Not only am I going to give away the two-piece connector set, but I'm also going to give away the amazing new pattern. So we're going to give you a practice panel. It is going to require that you have some of those Starry Nights templates, or you could use this practice panel with whatever templates you have, but you're going to get the two edge-to-edge connector sets, and I'm going to give you the practice panel to play with. The practice panel does have instructions that guide you through creating the design on the practice panel, which is the Starry Nights design. So you would have to buy those templates separate, or like I said, just use a different template and have fun with it and see what you create. I think that you did that super, super well, Kathy. So did you want to go ahead and answer some of these questions with me?
Sure. And
Okay.
thank you so much. You know, I am so humbled by your comments. I
Oh.
really am. It is just, it blows me away. You know, I love doing this. I love being all, having you guys. You're all my best friends. What can I say?
Oh, you're so sweet. I love that. Well, we love being able to share everything you do, because you've been so active and giving so much live education this year. And you just, yeah, you are. You're so, so creative. It's so amazing to be able to have you part of our team sharing. So
Thank you.
love it.
Thank
Yes.
you.
So a couple of questions that came in. Why are the templates shown with different colors inside of them? That was you coloring your templates, Kathy.
Yes. And that actually was Leonie West's idea, and it was an absolutely wonderful idea. She had us do it for the Starry Night collection. And after doing that, I started doing it with a lot of my other collections too. It's just when I get going, I end up with just tons of stuff all over my desk. And it's so much easier to say I want a 1 inch a 1 inch template, and I know it's got a green color on it. So I can pull anyone that's got a green color is 1 inch.
Okay, that does. I remember that leading back to the Starry Nights big project quilt that we did a couple of
Yep.
years ago. Yeah. So someone asked, will you be showing the connectors with the work of Spinifex templates that start in the end in the center? And so I actually do have a template that I was going to share today on a project. So if we have time, I'm going to pull out the project that you see right here, and I'm going to add a Spinifex feather template to it because it needs one. It needs one right in the bottom. You can see there's no stitching right here. And that was me saying, I don't want to have to get out the design program and do a half of a design here. I just want to throw down a Spinifex feather and finish it. So I saved it for you guys. I'm going to throw down that Spinifex feather later today. We do have several other educators coming on though, so if they end up showing it, then I won't. But I am really excited to share that. That's one of our feather designs there. But all you have to do is backtrack. One of the really awesome things with quilting with templates is that it's guided free motion. Someone mentioned that too. It's guided free motion. You have a guide, so you can stay on the same stitch line. So going and backtracking over the stitch line isn't scary. It's not something that looks bad. In fact, sometimes people do it 2 or 3 times to make the design pop. So absolutely, that's encouraged to do that. So you can, get to where you need to start and end. And be able to keep going. So we absolutely love it. And then someone wanted you to show the loop connector, but don't worry, we're going to share that later. So you're going to see that loop connector. In fact, I think that Pam is having a lot of fun with the loop connector. So she'll be enjoying that as well. So just as a reminder, someone said they're confused. Where does the Edge to Edge collection fit with the connectors? Hopefully you're kind of seeing how these can work together. If you have an embroidery machine and you have the ability to quilt with rulers, you can use these together. Or if you're just a ruler quilter, we now have the solution for you to create this, as Kathy just showed, all on your own with just the quilting templates. And you can use the Embroidery Edge to Edge lookbook as a guide to be able to give you ideas and tell you how you can use these connectors and these templates to make these gorgeous designs. So hopefully that's been clear enough. All right, so I just reminded everyone they have to comment, enter to win. Right now we've got 111 entered into winning the 2-piece connector template set. So that's a good number. I'm happy with that. So 111 are going to go ahead and be entered into winning the 2-piece connector set. So let's go ahead and head over to my screen now, and I will go ahead and get our giveaway person up on the screen. Now, not only are you going to win the 2-piece connector set, but just as a reminder, we're going to be giving you the pattern and the panel to create a edge-to-edge design on. So you're going to get the panel, which is right today, an extra $5. So if you purchase the edge-to-edge 2-piece set, you can opt to add the class kit for $5, and you'll get the written instruction on how to use the templates as well as the connector templates to create that design for just $5 more. So if you don't win it, you can buy it. That's exciting. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this back over, and we're going to pick a winner here. We got 126 entered into our giveaway now. Ooh, it's growing. We've got people making comments. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and see who our lucky winner is going to be. And this is for the Edge to Edge template set and the Edge to Edge panel and pattern class kit. All right, Moonglow Crafting is our winner. Moonglow Crafting, go ahead and make sure you email us your information so we can mail you out your prize. We'll definitely need to know your machine, make, and model, because all of our templates come in 3 sizes: low shank, high shank, and long arm. And you have won the 2-piece connector template set. So we'll be sending that off to you. Okay, so I got to show a little eye candy. We are now going to bring Deb Donovan on. Deb Donovan has been one of our educators for ruler work for Embroidery. So she has been very active this last year in with everyone for the Embroidery collection. So in fact, she's got more great education for us today. So I'm going to let you take it away, Deb, and we're going to have you share a little bit of your excitement with these designs.
So I have 2 screens today, but so we're going to watch me on the embroidery machine right here, and then we're going to switch cameras and go over. So I am right here sitting between the 2 cameras today, but the Edge to Edge collection when we talked to Stacy about it, I was so excited because this is, like Donnell said, what so many people have been asking for, and it lets us fill all sorts of spaces, borders and blocks and quilts with ease. And so I wanted to show you just how easy it is to use the edge-to-edge collection on really any embroidery machine. So what I have here is a 6x10 hoop for my machine. It's by far not the largest hoop that I have, and I am going to use just the hoop by itself. These designs stitch out so quickly that this one right here is going to take about 1.5 minutes for the first stitch out. And it might get kind of loud, so I'm sorry. Oops, I pulled the bobbin thread out. Oh. You know, it's funny that I was sitting listening to Kathy, and she had a lot of the same comments and thoughts that I did when it comes to this. When we put these edge-to-edge embroidery designs together, we intentionally took all the designs and resized them a little bit and rotated them all. So there's not a straight line to be found. You can't, it's almost impossible to line anything up from top to bottom, which means that you don't have to be precise. You can be whatever you need to be, whatever your quilting ends up looking like. And these designs are so forgiving to not being exactly lined up, which I'm going to show you in another 400 stitches.
One of the thoughts that I'd love for you to share today is, as you're doing edge quilting in the hoop, what are the tips to give people to minimize thread break, to minimize the need for doing, all of the thread area and everything else?
Then that's right. These just trace right across each other. One continuous hooping with no thread breaks inside of it. And we are closing in on the end of it right here. Last one, last little flower. Okay. Thank you for your patience with that. So let me show you what it looks like after we've stitched it out. I've got a blue marking line that I marked with a friction pen that when I hooped it, I just lined up this center line with the center points, the center line markings on my hoop. That's the only alignment that I did. And if you look at this design, nothing is lined up straight with the hoop. Even this big piece in the center is not on the center line. So when we go to rehoop this and restitch it, we will be perfectly fine no matter what it looks like. And so that's what I'm going to do. I am going to rehoop real quickly, and we'll stitch another one right down here at the bottom so you can see just how easy it really is. Now I don't you guys that I did cheat a little bit today, and I put some double stick tape on the back of my hoop because I am trying to hoop in an area that is very small. But normally I wouldn't go through the effort. I just hoop it straight up. I can't even get my full hoop on the edge of the table right here. Come on. What on earth is going on in the back of this?
All right. Well, while Deb finishes her hooping, I will mention one of the options for being able to do quilting in the hoop is to go ahead and turn off your trim when you're doing the embroidery. So, and that will allow you to pull your thread, robin thread up, and be able to vary those threads later. So that's an important tip when you're doing any kind of embroidery and you're wanting to do quilting in the hoop. I'm going to go ahead and let Deb take it back over.
And Stacy's exactly right. This one design does have a tie-off at both the beginning and the end of it because I didn't turn them off on my machine, but there are a lot of machines you can turn that off on and pull your threads up to the top. So here I've rehooped it. The center line's in line with this again. And so to do the next hooping, literally all I need to do is put it back on the machine. Hold on. I did not realize that my light was causing so much glare. You can't see anything. It's no fun if you can't see it. Where's my light? Off. Maybe you can see a little bit better now. So for the second hooping, the design is already exactly in the middle on my embroidery design, on my screen. I haven't really moved it at all. So all I need to do is, using whatever kind of capabilities you have on your machine, is I need to figure out where the top center of the design is. And for me, I've got two buttons that I can press, and the needle is sitting right here at the top center of my design. I am going to cheat a little bit and turn on that red laser light just so it's easier for you to see where I'm at. And I can tell you that I need to move down about a half of an inch because right now I'm overlapping the previous design. So all I need to do is move down about a half of an inch, and I'm still lined up at the top. I can come down here and check, and I'm off by a little bit down at the bottom, but this design is so forgiving, it doesn't really care. And then there goes the next hooping, just like that. They're super, super fast stitch out. My machine goes about 1,000 stitches a minute, and this is one of the longer designs. It has, well, for the 6x10 hoop, and it takes 2 minutes to stitch out. A lot of them are a little bit shorter than that, but this one's got lots of flowers and lots of loops in it, and it's one of my favorites. So that we don't have to do the whole thing again, I'm just going to stop it right there. And if I pull that hoop back off, you can see I've got the end of the first repeat right here, and this is the beginning of the second repeat. The alignment is so easy to do because there's empty space in here. So even if I overlap these, it would be fine. If this design ended up tilted, it would be fine. It's such a forgiving way to stitch things out, and so fast. On the back, when it's all done, and of course I left the white bobbin thread in there, you can't even tell. It's hard to see on a finished quilt where one design ends and the next one begins. So this is a really fast way to go in and get a lot of those quilts quilted quickly on your embroidery machine without having to spend a ton of time measuring and marking and hooping. All you need is a straight line down the middle and the guidelines that are on the guide markings that are on your embroidery hoop. So just about anybody's machine can do this. The smallest design that we do have is for the 6x10 hoops, because we kind of thought that anybody who with a smaller hoop probably didn't want to do quite so many hoopings to get something finished. But there's how many designs are there, Stacy? 25, I think.
There's 23 unique designs, which equate out to 2 variations, so 46 in that, and then over 200 different designs once you add in all of the sizes. So it's a good mix.
And this is the designs without the connectors. We also have a version of the design that does have a connector. So while these two designs are completely separate, the rest of our designs, we have some with a connector on them. And we put the connector only on one end, and it doesn't sure look like this, but we put a connector on one end only of the design, and that's because it's easier. You have to get to line up this point right here at the end of the connector to any place on this little flower right here. So you get to put this point anywhere on that flower. Most of the other designs in the market also have a tail coming off of the flower, so you have to match up this point and this point, where that's just a lot harder. It's a lot easier to take this line up and meet it. You've got a lot of places, depending on your alignment, where you can make that meet up. That's why we put connectors only on one end of these designs, so that you can have the most flexibility to get everything lined up and stitched out. Nobody wants to take the hassle of making 2 points meet. I would rather take a point and be able to put it someplace on that previous stitching, not exactly have to hit the bullseye again.
I'm going to mute you while I talk. We did have a couple questions come in, and then I'll unmute you so you can answer them. Someone asked, is it necessary to start in the middle of the quilt when you're doing edge to edge? I'll have you take that one, Deb.
No, you don't have to start in the middle of the quilt when you do edge to edge. I find I prefer to, because that's one of the things that long armers and people that go top to bottom have problems with, is they can't ease the fabric out as they go. So I like to mark the center of the quilt and work center out. But you can do it in any order that makes sense to you, because you're doing it one hooping at a time.
Excellent. I'm going to mute you again. So another question that came in is they were asking if these embroidery designs in this set, in the new edge to edge set, are different from the other embroidery sets. And so I'll let you talk about that, Deb.
They are related to the previous designs. So these designs right here are available in bits and pieces in sampler set 1. This is an individual design, but in a larger size. That's an individual design in a larger size. This one we pulled out of, it's a sub part of another design. That's why they're all related together, because it is exactly the same shape, but in a different size. And then we've got them all connected together with the connectors. So I actually have a quilt that I did with Starry Nights that you'll maybe see in a minute, where you can't tell the difference between what was Starry Nights and what was edge to edge, because the designs are all related to each other. They're the same designs, just larger or smaller.
I love it. Okay, so what I want to do now, Deb, if you can, is I'd love for you to share with them the education that they're going to be getting when they purchase this edge to edge embroidery collection.
Okay. You can switch me over to the iPad.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a heads up. Your iPad is black right now, so you might have to come in and out because it's not visible.
Oh, I can see it. Working.
I think maybe something came through on the iPad, which kind of disconnected it from that screen. So usually I have to exit the screen and then come back in to be able to make it visible. All right, while Deb does that, I'm going to go ahead and share with you all a little bit about what we're going to be giving away next. So I want to go ahead and help you appreciate this really cool opportunity that we have for you to organize your hoops. So if you're an embroiderer you know that sometimes you have a few hoops in your sewing room, and it's not always easy to keep those hoops in a you know, kind of quick, easy space to access. So we're going to go ahead and show you how easy our new hoop and ruler organizer can be to be able to store your goodies. So let me go ahead and share with you on the screen right now. And it looks like Deb has come back in. Nope, she's not back yet. I'm going to share with you on the screen right now the amazing hoop and ruler organizer. And oh, it's not sharing you, it's sharing this. That's not where I wanted to be. Here it is. So this actually connects to, you can connect it to the side of a cabinet. You can connect it over to your wall, and I'm going to show you a version of that right over here, connected to the wall. And you can connect it really in any space. I know that my mom has hers connected on the wall. She uses the screws that it comes with to connect it. And it works out really easy that way, because you can go ahead and, you know, kind of keep it stored in a place that's maybe off of the sewing area. But it's great for being able to kind of keep everything organized. You can put up to really 8 different hoops right there. And we've added slots in it now, so you can put your grids up there too. So everything is organized together in the same place. So it comes in this cute little box there, and you can see it's made out of acrylic. So it's nice and clear, so it's not gonna, you know, kind of stick out. And but it's a great way to be able to kind of store even your rulers if you have some big rulers that you want to kind of store against the wall. So this is going to be our next giveaway, and it looks like Deb is back. So I'm going to go ahead and head back over there. But if you think you'd like to win one of those, I'll post a link to them so you can learn a little bit more. But you can go ahead and do some commenting while Deb does her trunk show here, and we'll be picking a winner for that here momentarily. All right, Deb. All right, while Deb is adjusting her camera, I'm going to go ahead and recommend that we remove the other camera because you've got some squealing going on in the background, Deb. So we'll go ahead and give you a second to adjust and maybe remove that other device while you're doing your trunk show. To avoid the squealing. Okay, so perfect. We've got Deb ready to share. All right. Deb, you're going to have to unmute yourself, though. Can you unmute, Deb?
Okay, how's that?
There you go.
All right. You know, Stacy will tell you it's nothing but fun when I try and get too fancy, because we have not been able to figure out why I get feedback a lot of the time when we do these things. But I did want to show you my ruler organizer right here. I have left the labeling on mine because I do travel with it, but I've got some hooks on my wall, command hooks. Actually, they're not command hooks. They nailed into the wall. And I do hang mine off of there. What surprised me about this when I got it is that I thought it was going to be a rigid plastic like the templates are, but it moves a little bit. So I'm not worried that it's going to break under the stress of traveling with it or just hanging my hoops on the wall. So very, very handy thing to have. So this right here is going to be the first edge-to-edge class that we're doing. On the front, it's really nothing exciting. It's all these unconnected edge-to-edge designs, which is why I'm showing you the back of it. And if I look, I can tell that I have like one design right here and another one right here. And I've got one right here that is kind of close and even overlapping a little bit. But because we've designed these designs loose and open and nothing's in a straight line, it's all good. You can be off by up to 1/2 of an inch, and I doubt anybody but you will ever be able to see what the issue is right there. So this is the first class, and it's all about just positioning, drawing that straight line, and then moving from the top to the bottom. Not everything is exactly the same size. All your quilts aren't exactly the same size. So as part of the class, I am showing you how to deal with that last hooping on the end, because you might have to resize there, and the last hooping in the corner you may have to resize too. So it's more than just putting down an embroidery design and rehooping. We're actually getting through what you need to be able to actually use those templates on a real quilt that you've made, not on just a simple piece of fabric with borders on it. So in that same vein, these are also the same style as the first class. So this is a panel that I had that I've gone and quilted feathers in a contrasting thread. I cut it down so it was the right size to travel with. And I will admit, I think I shrunk the design down a lot just so that I could have it fit in my little, 20 by 20 sample so that I could take it on the road. But I really like the way that the feathers complement the more traditional design that's in this panel.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
I still have 3 more panels of it, so you might see it again, Stacy. This one's from Starry Nights. This is the one that I talked about just a minute ago. So I've got background quilting here from Starry Nights. I've got quilting here from Starry Nights. I've got the fonts from Starry Nights. But all this out here in the borders is the edge to edge collection. So I just put edge to edges right here, kind of made a little triangle out of them because I had a triangle to fill. So 2 on the bottom and 1 on the top, and positioned another one right here to fill in that space, and then brought it all together with this connector right here. So I have both sets of templates. The Starry Nights and the edge to edge are both being used side by side in here. And it's impossible to tell that they didn't all come on the same USB stick, because they are all designed from the same basic parts and pieces. Even though the sizes are different, the styles are all the same. So the second class that we're doing, and this one is not out yet, is we're going to take that design with the connector, the one that I so eloquently drew with the Sharpie on my sample, and do a table runner from top to bottom. So, and connect those designs together. I'll tell you, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see where the connector is. It's right here, actually. So these designs are all connected from top to bottom. They're not standalone designs. And we've taken the connector point and made it come back and touch off to the previous design. So there's a little bit more positioning involved in this. If you want something that's truly that edge to edge look, you do have the stops in there, and you have most machines. There's a couple ones out there on the market that will allow you to bring those 2 designs together without stopping. So you do have an individual tie off for every one. But if you follow the thread path at the end, from the beginning to the end, you'll have one continuous path of thread from one side of the quilt to the other side of the quilt, with the one connector technique that we've got right here. And I can see it a little bit here on the back too, where this right here, this is that design coming in and stopping, and here's the star point that it was touching off against, or the star point touches off against the connector. So this is the second class, little table runner with 3 hoopings across. So you've got lots of time to practice. But really, I want you to take these classes and take them out in the real world. This is just a simple little panel. It's just enough to not be a plain piece of fabric. So you don't have to do it on this sample. You can take any UFO that you have at home and do this class on your UFOs instead of creating more UFOs. The third one is, it's an all over. I don't think that we really came into a name, at least that I heard of, that we really love. But this is one of those edge to edge designs with the connector on it, but they've been randomly placed on here. So just like Kathy was twisting and turning her templates and twisting her and turning her stars and moons to make things look random on there, that's exactly what was done here. The start point was attached somewhere randomly to this, and it came off in a different direction entirely. So this gives you a really, really random edge to edge, not edge to edge. It's a random fill is what it really is on the back and on the front. But again, this front looks as uninspiring as the rest of them. So that's why we've got, you know, these two are the same design right next to each other, but in completely different directions. And here's another one down here that's in another direction whatsoever, because everything is randomly twisted and rotated to fill the space that was available. And then just like, you know, Melissa and Stacy said, there were a couple spots on here where I did end up with a larger kind of empty space that I wanted to fill. So I did pop back in with a template, or with just using one single block from the embroidery design to fill in some of those gaps that showed up as I was randomly placing everything together. So that's one set of edge to edge designs. And we're going to show you through the education 3 different ways that you can use them on all of your own quilts at home.
I love it. So a couple questions that came in, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
Someone said, if one signs up for the class, are they available anytime?
They are pre-recorded. So your dealer has access to them to show them whenever they can schedule them. And I believe, Stacy, that they're going to be on Sew Steady University as well, correct?
Correct. So what'll happen is your club stores, if you have a club store near you, they are teaching these classes in their store. So you could do the potential of a hands-on class with your club store. But we are giving all customers that register and their collection, which you know, there's an option to register as soon as you purchase it and receive it in the mail, the opportunity to be able to access these classes from the university, which is available at any time. So they will not be launched. So each new collection, we host the classes the following 3 months. So this collection, the first class is actually next week. Once it's launched live through the club stores, then you can access it on the university shortly thereafter. So you'll have the opportunity to access that club education on the university shortly after it's launched live in the club stores, which is this next Thursday, for the first class, which is the beginner class. And then the second class, which is the connector class, that will be in November. And the third class, which is the class where she's showing you how to bring it, the edge to edge out from the center and kind of, you know, as you described, that class will be in December.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So someone asked if all the classes would be done before Christmas. And the answer is kind of. I think our 4th Thursday is Christmas this year. So if you're tempted to watch this class on Christmas, that is an option, but it will be shortly after for the 3rd class.
Yeah.
On the university.
So, and then,
right.
you know, I did one other thing. So I am newer to ruler work than the rest of the educators are. Now, don't get me wrong, I've been using rulers and teaching rulers in my store for quite a long time, but I was always teaching basics. So I really never developed all of the fancy skills that the rest of the educators have, but I love the fancy designs. So what I've done on my little Christmas quilt here is I've taken individual designs out of this one, Starry Nights again. I guess I like this one a lot too. So I've got a Starry Nights design here and a design here and another one down here. So instead of using the templates to make the stars, I used my embroidery machine to make the stars. And then I used the squiggles, the connector templates, to connect them back up. And it's kind of funny. It's pretty much the exact same thing that Kathy did. I would come in at a start point and then come back out and bounce and, to another point. And I might leave this star and then come back to it on another side. But it was a lot of fun to be able to kind of connect the dots with these designs and the templates. My one thing that I would do differently is space the designs more closely together. I didn't realize really exactly how much space I needed to leave between the designs. So I wish they would have been tighter together. So I would have had to do less repositioning along these curves. And then I also have to say that I thought that just this one, the first one, was going to be my favorite. But actually, it's the curly cues that I ended up really liking the most because I had so much flexibility. Actually, you can see 3 right here. So, they're probably different curly cues, but depending on how you rotate it, you can get small loops or large loops or teeny tiny loops. So it's a really, really easy way when you're doing this connect the dots to fill those empty spaces.
So Deb did give us a short video to watch, and she's going to take us through watching her create those connection points. So Deb, should I go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, perfect.
It's very, very, very fast.
Okay. Well, we're going to enjoy a fast video then. Do you talk fast like Kathy?
No. I can talk very, very fast, but I cut out the volume on most of it, so I can talk over the top of it.
Okay.
It's just one of my talents, guys.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that, Kathy. I was like, I'm keeping up. I like to listen to my stuff fast.
Yeah, I know what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and have this short video. And we're going to see these, we're calling it the curly cue, but it's really edge-to-edge connector 2 in action.
Yes. Actually, you'll see both of them in action if you don't blink.
So I am going to use the template to connect one point of one design to one point of another design. And I think right here might be the simplest place to show you. If I put my foot down, and I'm just going to drop the needle. That was not cut. I'm going to drop the needle to hold it in place. So if I lock this around the foot, then I can rotate it into place and I can find some place where they are going to be able to be connected together. Now, the template does have on it markings, which are a little bit hard to see, that show me where the center of each of these little stopping points is. I'm not always going to necessarily choose the shortest path between 2 points. I kind of would like it to be a little bit more fluid. So for this one, that might involve taking a shape like this right here, but then pulling it around and coming back out in this direction to meet up with that right there. I haven't exactly decided for sure, but the first thing I need to do before I do any of this is to figure out my plan. So I look at this like kind of like a connect the dots, right? I need to figure out how I'm going to go from this one to this one to this one.
Oh, okay. Looks like I cut myself off. So here we have speed embroidery at 16 times the speed of sound right here.
Okay.
I randomly placed designs in the hoop and then stitched them out. I did use my biggest hoop so that I could use as few hoopings as possible. So this is where I'm placing all the motifs down so that I can go and connect them all later. And so it's very inspiring to watch white thread. So what I did here was pretty much exactly what Kathy was doing. I've got those rulers, the templates, and I am choosing as I go, connecting the dots, but also filling in the spaces between those motifs. That's where I wished I would have maybe put them a little bit closer together, so I had more stars and less connectors, less squiggles in there. But they were so easy and fluid to use. And I was just amazed at how well they all went together. And this is me right now. I use my Sashly to quilt down that little faux border right there. And then I've got embroidery that I'm putting out in the borders. One of the Starry Nights embroidery designs is going out in the corner. So
I love it.
It didn't go quite as quickly as that, but I can tell you I had this whole thing done in about an hour.
Wow.
So I was impressed and really surprised at how easy those templates were to use. And, you know, like I said, I really loved this template too with the loops in it. That one ended up being my favorite by far. I liked these curves, but I would find that I would take the curve on template 1 and kind of blend it into the curve on template 2 to get another loop someplace. I just thought they were really interesting to work with.
I love it. Well, we currently have 73 registered for the giveaway. So keep on telling us what you guys think about that. We're going to have more live demo on that, on the second connector, which is kind of that curly Q loop in a little bit. So if you didn't quite see it in the fast speed that we got it from Deb, don't worry. We're going to get another view of that in action. But you know what I loved about that, Deb, is that is showing yet again how easily you can pull out a ruler and really use embroidery and ruler work together. Because as you said, creating some of those very intricate Starry Nights designs with rulers, that takes time. And not all of us are sitting on a lot of time, especially as we get down to the holiday projects and wanting to make gifts for everyone. So the opportunity to really incorporate a ruler or a connector or whatever it is to be able to finish your projects and really work with those two different options together is a really, really great way to get her done. To get her done quick.
Oh yeah. And I am the get her done person. So like I had the back showing earlier on that when I was kind of showing you at the beginning, because I put the white thread on here and hoping that you'd see the contrast. But
yeah,
you can see that here's the embroideries that are kind of double stitched. And this connector line is one line throughout the entire quilt top. I did not break the thread. I just bounced from this design. Looped to this design, bounced off that corner, came over to here, bounced off that and filled in some space and came back over here. So I really do have no thread breaks in my ruler work. I went from the beginning to the end. And I think that I had to stop at one point because my tension went weird. So, but if it wasn't for that, I did the entire thing without stopping and starting. So I really don't have any extra thread breaks anywhere in here, even though it's a combination of the embroidery with the ruler work.
That is so great. And you know, that's big. I mean, if you're talking about saving time to minimize thread breaks, because that's all extra work at the end. You know, burying all of those threads, making that quilt top look good on the back. You know, that takes time. So giving yourself that grace is definitely really, really helpful and you know, minimizing that.
I had 3 sets of tie-offs to bury. One at where I stopped and started, one where I had my little tension problem, and one for my stitch in the ditch stashing right here. So,
someone asked if you did the little loops with the connector template.
I did them with the template too.
Yep, that's the
one.
And
I couldn't tell you what template I used for which one because I was really going for kind of a free-flowing look. So whatever direction I picked it up is the side that I used for most things. What took me the longest to figure out was what direction I was going to come out. So I would sit there for a little bit and try and figure out if I needed to start it this way to end up going in this direction, or if I needed to start it this way to go in. that direction, but I got better by the end of it.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. I'll say it again. I was really surprised at how much fun I had getting this done. And I will tell you that I can stipple quilt with the best of them, but this gives me a lot more fancy design than stipple quilting. I mean, I've made a bajillion baby quilts for my husband's family over the years. So I have hours and hours of practice stippling, but it's just all stippling. I'm much happier to have these star motifs in here and then join them together with something else. So it's just not more stippling.
Yeah. All right. Well, Deb, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to go ahead and head over because we're a little bit behind schedule. Don't worry, guys. We built this in today. So, Deb, do you have any final words for everyone before we head over to pick our winner?
No, I just thanks everybody for watching. I hope you have as much fun with these new templates as me and the rest of the educators have had.
Thank you so much. All right. One thing, this is going to be a gift for everyone. I am giving you everyone watching right now and anybody watching in the future, here is your gift. Go on to our So Steady website. I'm showing it to you right here, and check out our new search feature. No, the gift isn't the search feature, but I will tell you it's been quite a gift for us because we absolutely love how easy it is to search for items on our website now. But if you go to the Edge to Edge page on our website, that's the Edge to Edge collection, you're going to get your free gift. So you're going to go to the Edge to Edge page and you're going to drop down and you're going to say digital lookbook. And that's all you need to do because it's free. So then you go ahead and add it to your cart and you check out and you have your free digital download lookbook right there in your hot little hands. So again, just go to our website. We just gave you the link to it, and go ahead and download your free digital download lookbook, and that is for the Edge to Edge collection. Now, this is going to be used in tandem with rulers. If that's how you choose to do your quilting is with your rulers, then use that as your inspiration guide to pulling out your rulers, buying the Edge to Edge connector set, and getting it done with rulers. But this is also going to be your inspiration guide if you choose to purchase the Edge to Edge collection today to really grab onto that. So a couple of things I really wanted you to be aware of before we do our giveaway and we move on to our next educator. Carrie, I'm sorry, we're a little delayed. We want you to understand about our giveaway today, about a couple of extra bonuses. So the first and foremost is with the Edge to Edge connector template set, Kathy has so generously going to be giving you the free education that she shared earlier on how to create that background design with her connector templates. So it's actually 30 more minutes. So it's full hour of education creating the background. That's coming free with the purchase of your Edge to Edge connector template set. Now the pattern is not free. That pattern is actually by Susan. Susan, you'll have to tell us again, Kathy. I'm not totally confident the name.
Yeah, it's Susan Quilts, SUZN Quilts.
Susan, perfect. So you can purchase that pattern if you really want to do that project, but our education will be on the background design, and that's coming free with the purchase of the Edge to Edge connector template set. So you'll find that in the packaging when you purchase it. You'll get that background Edge to Edge education. So that is one big note that I wanted to share with everyone because I failed to share that earlier. The next big note is today, our launch special is if you buy the Edge to Edge collection, the embroidery collection, we're giving you 50% off of one of the other 3 collections. You just get to choose which one it is. And why are we saying that you might want to have both? Well, because the Edge to Edge embroidery collection is Edge to Edge designs. So when you talk about wanting border designs for your binding project or your borders, when you talk about wanting to fill in with little small flowers, if you are truly just wanting to do embroidery, then you would really appreciate having these other collections that really marry to those designs. And I know a lot of the projects that we've done in-house, we were like, oh, I would love to put a border here, or wouldn't a corner motif look look really good here. That's all part of these other collections, and they're all married together. You're not going to find the same designs in each collection, but you're going to find marrying designs, designs that really work together nicely. So our special offer is if you buy the Edge to Edge collection, you can pick one of the Edge to Edge other collections to go ahead and get at no additional or 50% off. So it's a really big savings for you that way. Okay, so then the next thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to pick a winner. So we've got 109 currently entered into the drawing. That's people that are going to win the new Hoop and Ruler Organizer. So just as a reminder, that's what you're winning. You're winning the organizer that you see on the screen right here. There it is. Now it has the slots in it, so it'll hold your hold up your little grids that come with your hoops. And so let's go ahead and see who our lucky winner is for the Hoop and Ruler Organizer. The winner is going to be, all right, Christy Davis. Congratulations, you officially have a Hoop and Ruler Organizer. Hopefully that's something that you're going to enjoy in your sewing room, or if you don't, then you can give it to maybe a quilter in your life or a sewer in your life. So you are the winner of the Hoop and Ruler Organizer. Congratulations. All right, so now we're going to be moving on to our next educator, and Carrie is actually our newest educator. We're really excited to have her share some of her embroidery expertise. So Carrie, I'm going to go ahead and have you bring it in and share some of the projects that you've done so far.
Well, it's a real honor to be here. Yes, I'm Carrie Philpott, and you're welcoming me into your world, and I'm welcoming you into my studio here in Western Michigan. And I'm having a lot of fun this afternoon because I have been actually doing very much what Deb was doing, where I have been doing some edge to edge in the hoop this afternoon. You can see right here. I have been doing some wonderful, this is one of the feather collections that I am doing on a quilt. And I am doing this actually in a reverse situation where I am doing on the back side with a very bright colored bobbin on solid fabric, so that I am making this into a reversible quilt, which is going to be kind of a fun thing for my daughter to have under her Christmas tree. But what I've done is, rather than just use one of the feathered collections, I'm moving it around right now because you can see I have used two of the different feather designs edge to edge in this. Now I will probably go back and actually connect some of these with the connectors once I get all of the rows put in. But it's just the adventure of being able to do the whole thing in front of me and have it be an ongoing experiment where sometimes my creativity just takes over.
Oh, I
And
love it.
I love the fact that you can start off with a very definite plan, but that doesn't mean you have to stick with it 100%. If you decide to go off on a tangent, nobody needs to know that that wasn't your original plan, do they? So I want to share with you now, I'm moving my camera just a little bit, some of the fun projects that I have been working on while I have been experimenting with these designs that we have been playing with. Now, the first one I did was a very simple little sampler quilt. And this is one where I just put together some 4x4 blocks, and I just quilted each one of the blocks with one of our standalone designs. Because I remember the very first quilt that my mother made for me when I was getting ready to go to college was one where all she had was a Singer featherweight, and she was making it as a wool quilt for me. So she was hand tying it. And it occurred to me that many of us have machines where we can do just one really lovely decorative stitch in the corners and have that act as hand tying rather than actually just using a needle and thread and yarn. So why not use one of our standalone designs to be able to tie the quilt? So that was a fun little project that I did. The next one that I did, and that was one of our Star Bean collection, was one where I took one of our sampler pieces that I did, and I took one of our designs and turned it into an edge to edge to do the rows. Those were all standalone designs, but I was able to put them onto my screen of my machine and just keep sewing them out in a row. But I also did, once again, centerpieces to tie them. But because we also can have fun on the back, I did one of them with one of the fill stitches because that just made that pop just a little bit.
I love that. So what you're showing is a lot of our embroidery collections that we have at this time, which is perfect because we're telling everyone that if they purchase the Edge to Edge collection, then they are actually going to get to purchase another one of our embroidery collections that complements it at 50% off. So the first embroidery collection that Carrie showed was the sampler collection, and that collection was the first collection that we rolled out. That was back at the beginning of the year. So the sampler collection is a gorgeous one though, and it has a lot of variety in designs. And then the second collection that you showed was our feather collection, and that we just rolled out this last quarter. And it has all those gorgeous Spinifex feathers and everything else. So again, the special offer that we show on our website is that you can purchase any of the additional collections for 50% off. So you get to pick one, not any. If you purchase though, you get to choose one of the other collections for 50% off. So we do have a note on the actual item, on the Edge to Edge item, that that's the case. But yeah, go ahead and see all of these designs and get inspired and see which other collection you might want to take advantage of.
Because they all work together, and that's the fun of doing this. And you can do these as embroidery designs without having anything other than your embroidery machine. So if you're somebody who has tried ruler work in the past and sort of gone, I don't know about ruler work for me yet because I really am an embroiderer, but I really like the idea of doing ruler work and I really would like to learn how to combine the whole thing together, but I really want to just work with doing embroidery right now. We have the perfect combination of having all of it together. And this was a fun piece that I did just to see if I could do and actually have all of the designs sort of marry up together. And yes, you can do this. And this is one where I just combined a whole lot of them in one of my larger hoops and just had some fun doing that. Now, this next one was one that I just really had a ball doing because I did it with metallic thread. And it was one where I'll get this up really close so that maybe you can see the stars. Those are our standalone designs from the first collection again. But I combined them together to make those edge to edge in the center panel of this quilt. And then along the outside of the quilt, I did the edge to edge. So let me just lay this down and pick my phone up so you can see a little bit more of what this quilt actually looks like. Because it's a large panel that I have done one block wonder with. So here we have our edge to edge feathers. And here we have the stars.
Is there any way we can see it any better on the other side?
No, because I did it with plain thread on the back because, yeah, I was really kind of concerned about using the metallic thread, but on this next one, we can see it better on the back side.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, now this is one where I did a standalone design from our Starry Nights collection in the center of the block.
That looks like one of our edge-to-edge designs.
Well, it could have been an edge-to-edge design because I did edge-to-edge designs.
Yeah.
All along in the patterns. But you can really see this.
Oh, look at that.
By using a variegated thread on the back.
Oh, that's gorgeous. And I love the border. Let's look at the border again. That's really neat the way you did that. And that's one of the edge-to-edge border Starry Nights designs then.
It is. This is all from the Starry Nights collection.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So don't be afraid to use decorative threads and decorative stitches, in this. Some of these are 30 weight threads, cotton threads. Some of them are 12 weight cotton threads. It's all right for you to actually take our designs and go outside the box with some of these and just adjust your tension a little bit, and you can have some fun getting a little bit more dramatic in some of our designs as well. And of course, this one.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. That's going back to kind of our testing designs, because that was the one that was a little bit smaller. So we have that quilt could stand up on its own.
Yes.
That's got a lot of stitches in it. But yeah, that was one of our test designs. In fact, it was one of our free designs that we gave away, I think, last June. So
yes.
You're part of our club, which you're part of our club when you purchase a collection, then you'll have access to those free designs through any of our club stores, as well as through registering your collection on the university.
Right. And now on this next one, I've been kind of playing with it, and I haven't finished playing with it yet. And it is definitely one I'm going to use the connectors with. But I started off using one of our early feather designs. Just to quilt the main part of the applique center, but then used one of our other early designs and made it into an edge-to-edge. And this is another one where, once again, playing with the back of the quilt is almost more fun than playing with the front of the quilt.
I love it.
I figure, why not have two quilts instead of one, right?
Yeah.
And then the last one that I am working on right now, I just have one big border to figure out, and that is another one of our edge-to-edge feathers.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And it looks better on the back than it actually does on the front.
Yeah, you can see it on the back a lot easier.
And that's one of the reasons why I think that it's really great that we can do some of these things and play with some of these things in ways that we might not have imagined otherwise. So I like to experiment and try to figure out, why would people want to do embroidery like this for quilting rather than just send it off to a long arm? Well, some of us have run out of space in our sewing rooms. We don't have room for a long arm. Some of us have been disappointed by long arm people in the past, and we really want to express our own creativity and have our own vision realized. In this, with the Embroiderlee collections, is giving us the freedom to be able to do this in our embroidery machines and give us the confidence to go in with the rulers and the connectors and build our confidence with something that we may not have built, that we were really capable of doing in the past, and make it so that we can have the fun and have the creativity that we haven't necessarily realized before. And opens a new door in something. And I love the idea of opening new doors at this point in my life. Don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for sharing. It's really fun to be able to see what everyone's done. In fact, we had someone just comment that they love seeing this on quilts. It's really helpful to see these quilted, on finished quilts, because that's what so many of us have in our sewing room, are these finished quilt tops that we need to finish. And
That's
be
right.
able to get inspired to finish those easily with, something that's going to maybe not be feeling like you're taking on a whole nother project, just quilting it, is definitely inspiring, I think, for many. So thank you so much for sharing that. So do you have
you can
a
see
favorite?
I've got my design wall up with 2 that are waiting and ready for new designs to go on them.
I love it. How fun. You've been busy. Do you have a favorite at this point? Is there a favorite design or favorite collection that you have?
I love the Starry Nights collection. I have to say, I really love the Starry Nights, but I am learning to embrace the feathers in ways that I never thought before. I
Yeah,
am looking forward to playing with the connectors and going back to the original collections, though, and seeing how those connectors can add a little extra spice to some of those designs that I wasn't sure about before or didn't know quite how to apply before.
sure.
So
Yeah,
I'm ready to experiment and try new discoveries.
I love it. Well, thank you again for sharing today and coming on. We're really excited about the projects that you're doing and being able to share with everyone. So thank you.
And thank you for having me.
Do you have any final thoughts for everyone?
Go ahead and experiment and try. Give it a go and
I love
see what happens.
I
The
love
worst
it.
thing is, you might have to bring out your seam ripper.
Yeah, that's true. Every now and then, that's required. Well, thank you again so much, Carrie. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank
We do
you.
have a couple questions that came through. Someone was curious how do you get the 50% off? So it's super simple. If you go ahead and purchase, and then someone else asked, what does embroidery collection only mean? Well, that means that you're only getting the embroidery collection. I'm not sure why we use the words only after that. I kind of had the same thought, like, why did we put only there? We should say embroidery collection, yes, or finally, I don't know. The embroidery collection is that's what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting the collection with the USB, and you'll get all of the designs if you choose that option. Now, if you choose the lookbook, then you're only getting the digital lookbook, and that's probably what should have said only, is the digital lookbook only. We're not including USB with that one. That's the digital lookbook only. That is free, so that's the one where you can download today. You can start, getting inspired and getting excited about getting that USB in the mail, or getting those edge-to-edge templates in the mail to start playing with. The next thing is we do have that class kit on here as well. So we shared with you earlier that we have that really cool panel project. I've got some inspiration that I'm going to share behind me here that has that panel project in it. We actually have had a lot of educators playing with that panel and doing some fun stuff. But we do have a class kit with the panel, so you can go ahead and do a little practice panel and walk through the steps that we provide you with that class kit to dive in. And that's just $5 more right now. Regularly, that's $10 for the panel with the instruction. So you can take advantage of that. But finally, you can take advantage of 50% off of one of the other embroidery collections that we have and really use those together, as Carrie was showing you. So we have our starter sampler embroidery collection, we have our feather embroidery collection, and we have our Starry Nights. So once you go ahead and add that, you can add one of these others to your cart, and you don't have to type in a coupon code or anything, guys. What's going to happen is you're going to go to your cart, and it's going to show the regular price, and then down below it's going to show the discounted price. So that's all you have to do, is add it to your cart, and then you're going to get 50% off of whatever collection you chose to do in addition to that. So I just wanted to share that with everyone to show how easy that is. We have posted the link to that on our website, but if you go to sewsteady.com, you can actually find it there. If you choose to pick it up in one of our retail locations near you, then there is a possibility of free shipping. So you might want to take advantage of that as well. If you're in the continental US, I'm sorry, we're not offering free shipping outside of the US. It's just, as you all know, the shipping costs can get pretty up there. So, but that is a possibility for the continental US. All right, no coupon codes is kind of a pain. So you're right. We are glad to not have to put you through that. So guess what we're giving away now, guys? we've got the amazing suspension system. So this is where I was going to show you just how easy the suspension system can be. I've got it set up right here in on my sewing table, and I've got the new deluxe table right here as well. So the suspension system, again, is just a really, really cool way of being able to hold up your projects when you're doing any kind of sewing, binding, quilting, whatever it may be. It's adding arms to your sewing room. This is one that I will tell you, we hit this out of a home run when we brought this to market, because so many people had these, things hanging from their ceiling, the big floor mount models that, you kind of have to keep up because it's really kind of a pain to take them down every night when you're done sewing. So this was a really simple option. It just clamps onto your tabletop surface or countertop, and it gives you the arms and the additional space. So this is a two-arm suspension system. I'll post a link to it. So if you're not a winner, then you can still get it and be a winner in your own eyes. Or you can add it to your Christmas wish list. I saw somebody mentioning they're going to add some things to their wish list. You can do that as well. That's definitely something that we encourage. We are hopefully getting our wish list back on our website and with all of your wishes on there. That's been a problem that we had with the app, but they're bringing it back. So if it's not there right now, it's coming back soon, guys. Don't you worry. And they promise me that you'll have all of your wishes in your cart still. So I was going to show, and maybe I'll give it a go. I was going to show you the how to use the suspension system to hold up that edge-to-edge embroidery project that I completed, which was the feather one, because I do love my feather collection as well. And this is the one that had the Spinifex feather on it that I wanted to add. And because, if you can see that, okay, I noticed that the stitching came all the way down and around, and then we had this blank spot right at the bottom. So I wanted to add a Spinifex feather right at the bottom. So I was going to go ahead and get this set up with my suspension system to do that. But Pam has got an amazing class for us, and I know that we were trying to keep this down to just 3 hours. So I think I'm going to go ahead and maybe try to do this at the very end. But I've got the suspension set up. You can use one arm for smaller projects. You can use 2 arms as you need it. Really, I just like to position the arms wherever I need them, but they're super, super flexible. So you can kind of move them where you need them. And it works just so easy like that. And then you're just going to go ahead and kind of use these we like to call them kind of fabric spacers to grab that project a little bit easier. And now you're ready to go ahead and quilt with your suspension system and kind of take the weight off of that project. So that is what you're going to be winning. One lucky winner is going to get that suspension system today. It's 2 more arms for your sewing room if you already have one. And then we're going to head over to Pam, who has just been so patient. Thank you, Pam. We've got it pulled up on the screen now. So while I'm picking our winner, maybe you can go ahead and start sharing a little bit about what you're going to be sharing today.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so tired of being patient. And I'm really happy to be on. I love these templates. I don't know how many of you know me that well, but I cannot do free motion. I did pumpkins in First Friday with Pam, and traveling from pumpkin to pumpkin was so stressful for me when I knew these templates were coming out. And I was just like, I wish I could show everybody, but I'm so excited because I can't do free motion without templates. That's just not my thing. And I've been using templates for 9 years and I still can't do it. So there you go. Now I'm going to share with you guys this really fun shopping bag that I designed. Look at this. Look at that. So this is a class on the university. It's got these nice padded handles. It'll be great for holiday shopping. You can put so many groceries in this bag. It's not even funny. Just keep it in your car. I know a lot of people are starting to charge for shopping bags. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. And they make great gifts. You can make these for everybody on your list and put their presents inside and go, here you go. It'll be great. I did mine on solid fabric just so you could see it really well, but it's a class on the university. And I'm going to tell you right now that it's a $25 class, but this weekend through Sunday night, it's only $20 because I don't have all the videos up yet. So it's just got one video up. I was going to put the other videos up during this event, but I just got so excited watching everybody that I didn't do it. So,
So
I was
know
like,
that you're
"Hey,
getting more.
you
You're
are
gonna,
getting more." And there's a sign up there that says more videos to come. So I actually go through designing the whole top, the sides of the bag. There's also designs, let me show you on the side, that are done with the templates.
oh,
So
fun.
yeah, the whole bag got template, it's all ruler work. There's no embroidery on this. And then I show you how to construct the bag and even how to make the handles. So really, really fun. So anyway, I'm really excited about these templates. I'm just going to say one thing. I'm so glad that nobody is saying, what's your favorite template? Because they come in a set of two, so you don't have to pick, right? You get them both. And I don't know, like, I really love template 2, but I also really love template 1. So I use them. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to get started now. We're done with Pam being, we're really excited because that's what she does.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, someone was just asking that there's no, you don't have to do anything special to take advantage of the specials today. You just have to buy. So if you purchase the edge to edge 2-piece connector set, then you will actually get the free class from a background class that Kathy showed half of today. If you purchase it, you'll get that for free with the purchase of the templates. You have the option to add the practice panel for $5 with the instruction on how to use it. Or if you choose to go the Embroidery route, if you purchase the Embroidery collection, then you have the opportunity to add that practice kit for just $5. Or you have the opportunity to get, and I should say not or, and you have the opportunity to get one of these other collections for 50% off. So that special offer is going through the 31st, but it's a great opportunity to kind of give you more options with your collection of the edge-to-edge designs. Having some border designs, motif designs, that sort of thing could be really helpful for completing them. So I just wanted to clear that up. And now we're going to go ahead and pick our winner. Do you guys remember what we're picking a winner for? We are picking a winner for the suspension system. It's right there. It's front and center. So we are going to go ahead and pick a winner for that now. And then we're going to have Pam do a live demo for us on the Curly Q one, guys. So we're going to watch her do the Curly Q edge to edge template next. And then we have another giveaway because we're giving away all day today. I love giveaways. Our lucky winner for this 2-piece suspension system is Marla Nelson. Congratulations, Marla. Don't forget to email us your address because we want to go ahead and mail out that 2-piece suspension system to you. So go ahead and email us those details, and we've got that right there on the banner. And now, without further ado, we have Pam ready to go. And just so you know, Pam is about to show the tool that you're going to win. So make sure to comment a lot during Pam's live demo here to be able to win live this amazing marking tool. And Pam, take it away.
Hi everybody, I'm back. This is the DM quilting. It's the DM marker. I don't know it's the basic marker tool. So this thing, you don't quilt with this, you mark your piece with it. Now, a lot of times you'll have blocks on your quilt that you can kind of use as boundaries, but sometimes you don't, like if you're doing a panel or something like that. So what I like to do is mark off boundaries. So on my particular design today, I'm going to create 5-inch blocks. You can do as small as 1 inch and you can do as big as 12, but I think 12 is too big. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to come down to slot number 5. That's 5 inches from the top. I don't know if I'm off camera down here. I'm going to 10. And then I can also go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. I'm going way at the bottom. Okay. And I know you can't see that. Then I'm going to go across the top and I'm going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, I can count by fives. Then I'm going to move my ruler over, and I'm going to do 5 again and 10 again. And now I would take another ruler. This also comes in a 12 by 12 size, this particular template style. This is 4 by 12. You can use this to mark your lines going all the way across. I like doing that on a smaller piece, but on a bigger piece, this is my favorite ruler. I don't use it for quilting. It's too big. It's the 2 by 18. I use it for marking. So I'm going to take my lines along here, and I'm creating 5-inch boxes. These are what I refer to as my bounding, or my bounding boxes. It helps me when I create designs to keep within a box. Now, if I quilt outside the box, it's okay, right? Because it's edge to edge quilting, and that's fine. But if I stay in the box, then I know, oops, it's a good thing it doesn't have to be perfect. I know that if I put a couple of motifs in this box, and then put one in this box, and then do a couple in this box, and I don't go too much farther below this line here, that then I can come way on the right and go back to the left and kind of keep things lined up, so that I'm not quilting and ending up with my design going like that or something off like that, and then I have this big empty space up there. So that is why I mark like panels and things like that, big, large pieces. I also may mark some borders sometimes, but usually not. I'm pretty flowy with my borders. So now I'm going to go to the machine, and we're going to show you how these connect. So I know that you have seen Embroiderly, and you have seen regular template work, and so we're going to go back and do some template work. Now, one of the things that I don't have time to get into today is how I'm able to do these designs, these Spinifex designs, without crosshairs, and I do cover that in my class, so in the shopping bag class. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my thread, and I'm going to take a couple of stitches. This is the mini Spinifex. So I'm going to take, I think, the 2.5-inch design. I have these, I've made these little pieces of cardstock that have the size of the designs on them. And if I fold this in half and put it up here, that's about where my design's going to come down. And I think that's perfect. So I'm just going to do that. You can also use a ruler and measure and go, okay, 2.5 inches. Let's see, half of that's going to come up there. That's going to come over there. You know, there's all different ways that you can do it. But in trying to save some time here today. Now, these initial threads, because you're going to stitch over them so many times, you can actually cut them off when you get going, or you can bury them when you're done. So I'm going to make the mini Spinifex, and I'm going to make 8 petals. The only thing I need to think about is where I'm going to go. When I'm done making these 8 petals, which direction do I want to go in? And I want to go, I think, down this direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this petal here. I'm going to leave it empty for now. It's going to be the last one I'm going to stitch out. So it's one that's on a diagonal. I'm doing what traditionally would be called the first 4, like north, south, east, and west. That's what I refer to it as. And then I'm going to come here. And I can see my threads in my way. There we go. And now I'm going to do the diagonal designs. But I want to leave, remember that one on the bottom right? I want to leave that blank. Oh no, my machine. Don't do this to me. This thing was sewing beautifully this morning. Let's see what happens if we can. Okay. Put my free arm up. Okay, we're just going to pretend like we're back in the middle. And hope that this stitch is okay. And then this one is going to go here. I'm going really slow because I'm nervous now. And my tension's a little messed up. Something happened down there. Okay, let's try something. My bobbin's really messed up. Okay, we're just going to pretend like my bobbin is fine. I have 7 petals, right? This is the one that's coming next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to a little piece right here. And for that one, I'm going to use my 1.5 inch design. And here I have a little 1.5 inch piece, and I'm going to set it right about here. I'm going to take a chalk mark, and I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to mark the middle. That's why I put holes in them. And I want to get my connector to this line right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is stitch out the petal, but I'm going to end up at the end. Now, somebody had asked, I'd seen a comment where, can you show where you do the connectors, where you stop in the middle? And you most definitely can do that. You're always going to have some kind of stitching over your inside your petals. So what I like to do is I like to stitch a petal and a half. Let's see if this is better. It's kind of worse. We might have to take a little break and have Stacy give something away in a minute.
That'll work.
Yeah. Let me just do one connector, and then, because I know everybody's really anxious for that. So this is template number 2, and it has this little C in it that makes a nice little curve. So what I'm going to do, it's the shortest connector. I'm going to stitch part of it, but I'm going to stop on this line. I made this line because that's where I want my design to start. That's the outside of my design. So right there is where I'm going to stop. And now, Stacy, I'm going to try and fix my bobbin real quick.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's pick a winner.
What are we giving away?
We are giving away the new DM Quilting Basic Marker. So, again, this is such a helpful tool. Someone actually said the words right out of my mouth, but when you're doing edge to edge, having a quick way to grid out your fabric is essential. In fact, our instructions for our new edge to edge connector templates basically say just that. Start by gridding out your fabric. You need to have a zone, an area where you can go ahead and grid out, and then plan your designs within that area. And that just keeps everything flowing and smooth. And, you know, I think if we're ruler quilters at heart, then we kind of like that organized, you know, chaos. And so having that organized within a grid is really helpful. So what we need to be able to pick a winner for this amazing basic marker is we need you to be able to tell us what you think about it. So I'm going to give you a moment while I pull up the giveaway little thing here to post and tell us what you're, you know, if that's something, a tool that you might want in your collection. of tools. And then if you're not a winner of it, then you can go ahead and get it that way. So, oh, I started a little soon. Let's see. We are picking a winner as we speak here, guys. Picking a winner for the basic marker. And the winner is Sue. Sue Peting, you are the winner of the basic marking tool by DM Quilting. It is going to be the 4x12 size, which is the size that Pam was just showing. But you are the lucky winner. So just like everyone else, make sure to email us at info@sewsteady to take advantage of that. I have posted the link to that product on our website. That's definitely one that I would highly recommend as you're getting into any kind of edge-to-edge to take advantage of. All right, so Pam, it looks like are you ready?
I am.
Okay.
I'm back.
Pam is back. She's ready. Perfect.
So we're going to pretend like these are perfect stitches, right? And then I'm just going to pull my thread here. If this were a quilt, you guys, I would actually rip those stitches out, but we're just doing a little demo to show you how to use these templates. So, okay, next up, I'm going to use the 1.5 from the mini. These stitch out so quick, and if you're doing a panel, they actually are a good size. Now, why did I do the marking? Because if I turn my template like this, I'm going to end up with the center of my design way up here, and I don't want that. I want my design to be in this area, right? I don't want to go too much beyond my bounding box, but this is where I want to be. So I'm going to stitch a 1.5 petals. And then I have to decide where I'm going to go. That's the only thing you need to think about when you're doing edge-to-edge quilting is where am I going? Because that's where you want to stop for your connector. Like I said, you can always stop always in the middle, and that's fine. Can you tell I'm a little nervous? I'm like, machine, please be good. So you could connect from the inside of your design and go that way. I like to connect from the outside. But maybe on the next one, I'll show you how to do the inside. Okay, so now I'm going to come down here and I want to stop on the outside of this petal. So again, I have to do a 1.5 petals. And I went over to the right side a little bit because I'm going off in this direction. So now we're going to get out the fun template. So this is the one that does some really fun stuff. And I just want to show it to you up close and personal. So let's see, I want to make sure it's in camera. Okay. So this is the template. And it has, we're going to use side A. And what I really want you to pay attention to is this line right here. This is where you're going to end up when you're finished stitching out this design, this connection. Okay. And then there's a little line on here, and this line that I just showed you, you're going to line up on your stitches. So you're going to stitch around here and you're going to stop at the end. But when it even says stop, flip, and rotate. When you flip it and rotate, your foot is not going to be inside this hook anymore. That's why you need this line right here to line up on your previous stitches. So if we put it this way, right, and I look at my, I'm on the wrong template. If I do it this way, then I can see my, my line, and I'm going to end up down here. I don't want to. I want to end up over here. That's going to take me below my border, but I think I'm going to be okay. I could come like this, and then I'm going to end up right almost on this line. So I think that's a good idea, even though I'm going to be so low. I'm going to do that. So I'm going to stitch, and I've put stable tape just to let you guys know, if you don't have stable dots, they are perfect for these templates. And I've actually put them on both sides of both templates because I like to flip the templates around and use all different sides. So I said I was going to do this, right? So we're going to come down here, go around, take the template out, flip it, put it back in, and then line it up. I'm just turning this so you can see, but you don't have to do that. Line it up so that line that's up here is on your stitches and the line that's down here is on your stitches. And then just like magic, I'm going to end up where I thought I was because of the lines on the template. This piece of this template is genius. I absolutely love it. So now I'm here. I could put a, easily, I could stitch out a 3.5 inch design, right? This would be perfect. Put that right there. And then I'd still have room to put something little here. I could move it up that way. So again, I'm just going to put a little chalk mark in the middle. Don't need to do that. It just gives me a direction on which way to go. So I want to kind of end up there. But you know what I didn't? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I'm fine. Oh. So this one, I'm going to stitch 1.5, so I can get back to center. And you're going to do that on all of the motifs. You're going to stitch 1.5. Now this one, sometimes you float off the template, and that's okay. This one, I think what I'm going to do is end in the middle and show you how to get out of the middle, because someone had asked that. And if you're not comfortable backtracking with your templates and stitching on top of previously stitched motifs, then this is another way for you to do that. I'm pretty comfortable doing that, so. And again, I'm going to come out on the right because I'm flowing in this direction. I really like having spinifexes in all different sizes that are the same shape, because I think it gives you a very cohesive design when you're done.
Okay, so Pam, guess what? We got the question. How are you doing this without using an 8-point crosshair square?
I know, isn't it amazing? So I wish I had time to really dive into it, but that's one of the lessons in my class, is how to do this so that you don't have to keep marking, because it's hard on edge to edge to know exactly. You could, if you wanted to, take a mini crosshair square and say, I want this one to be here, this one to be here, this one to be here. You could do that if you wanted. What I'm doing is these templates have been designed with the best markings in the industry, and you can use those markings to your advantage. Now, this isn't perfect, but again, okay, this one I'm going to end in the middle, and I'm not used to doing that, so I have to concentrate. So if you take a crosshair square and mark on your quilt or mark on a piece of paper, and you do the 8 points, pay attention to all the reference lines that are on your template every time you move your template. That's the best advice I can give you in such a short period of time. Stacey, I lost the template. There it is. Okay. So now I'm going to come out right. I'm in the middle because I'm too afraid, or I'm just not comfortable doing a design and a half. So I'm going to take any of these templates. We'll take B, And I'm just going to stitch and come out. And let's do something. Let's go to the middle of another design, right? So we have enough room right here to put a 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to put a little mark there. That's where I want to end up. So I'm going to take, this is side B on template 1, and I'm going to go towards there, and I'm just going to stitch, and it looks perfectly fine. And then I'm going to move my template, and I'm using the same template, and I'm just going to go a few more stitches. So now when I turn this, you can see how this just ended up to be a really nice line. When I'm done, I'll take it to the board where you can get a better look at it. So now, since we did that, we have to do the 1.5. I have all my things next to me. Okay. Oh, that's the center. I got very confused. This is the center of my design. So I'm going to tell you on my shopping bag, I did not use any crosshair squares on that shopping bag. But I've also been working with the template, Stacy. It's been 9 years. Is that crazy? Stacy went away.
I can't believe it's been 9 years. I'm here. I was just going to start doing some of my own little quilting. I really want to put my spin effects in. And you guys are inspiring me so much.
I know it's been 9 years. It's crazy. We have to have a big party next year.
We're going to. Should we tell them what we're going to do? We are inviting all of our educators to our Houston show this next year because we want to give everybody a chance to be part of it and to have the opportunity to just share and talk with people. So we're inviting everyone to kind of take turns in the booth, but then also enjoy the show. So it's not happening this year. We didn't pull it together in time, but that's our goals for next year. So that's going to be our party.
Nice. That sounds like a fun party.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do this square and then I'm going to go down because I know we're short on time. So what I'm doing is I'm marking where the outside of my design is going to be and where the inside is going to be. I have two choices. I can stitch all the way to the inside if I want to, or I can stitch to the outside. I think I'm going to stitch to the outside. So this is template 1 and this is C. Sometimes I stitch with the template right side up and sometimes I do it right side down. And when I do it right side down, I either call it flipped or reverse. So I was calling it reverse, and then, you know, it says right on the other template flip. So I thought, well, I'll just have to call it flip. So I'm trying to get used to calling it flip. And I really like C. And so I'm just going to stitch till I get to this line. I know I'm not going to be able to use the whole template, and that's okay. And then, what size? I think I said a 2.5. I'm just going to do 4 petals, right? That'll save some time if I just do 4 petals. So I want to do the 3 that are on what would be the top. This is the top. So I want to do those 3. Now look at what happens. Sometimes when you're doing like table runners or placemats or things like that, you end up with your template off of your fabric, right? Or you didn't give yourself enough room, you know, edge out here. So what I've done is I've just taken a piece of batting that has some circles and Spinifex things stitched in it, and I just cut it off because this was like I might have been testing tension or playing around with something. And I kept it and I just push it underneath, and it's right underneath my template so that my template doesn't rock. If I don't do that, if I push down here, see how the template at the needle comes up? And that could be really dangerous. So this just, you know, just another tip from Pam. And then this one. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to stop this one on the outside. And now I think we're going to do another loopy. The thing about the loop that you have to remember is the direction you're going in. So when I'm on the next row, I'm going to start going the other direction, right? So that's the wrong template. It's this template. This is A. And remember, I want it to end up here. So I'm going to go this way. The line on the template is where the design is going to end up being. Flip the template. Line everything up. Line those stitches up. Line that up. When I first started playing with these templates, I put a line on the template and then I realized there was a line on the template. It was pretty funny. I'm like, oh, we need a line on this template. And I was like, oh, there's already one there. Look at that lovely loop. There's other fun things you can do with the loop, but now we're gonna pretend like this is the end of the quilt, this line here, because I want to go down and then go to the left. So we're just going to keep going. We're not going to put a design in here. Normally I would. There's a lot of room right here, but this is really fun. I like template B for doing this because it's got this nice little curve in it. And you go down, stop, move the template, and go down, say, part way. And look at how smooth that line is. It's just a really, really nice line. And then I would go off in this direction and stitch out this way. So I do have one more thing I want to show you guys. And it's a way to do a border. So you've got your panel and you've done the inside of your panel with your Spinifex number 4 or number 7 or whatever number that you have. I really like mixing the minis with the larger templates. And now you have this border, right? So we're going to use the 5.5 Spinifex number 4, and this one has the needle on it. So what I do is I usually mark up about a 1/2 inch from the border when I do this. I found that that works really well. And then I'm gonna do, I have a line on my fabric, and that would be like my seam line or a 1/2 inch above my seam line. So if you do the math, 1/2 of 5.5 is, anybody know? Like 275, I think. Turn this way. And now comes the fun part. I think we should ask everybody, how many times have you seen a Spinifex stitched out? Okay, now I'm going to take my spacing gauge and I'm going to take side B. And if you look at it, the part that has the B on it, and this is reversed, it's upside down. That's the one that you want to go to when you start this. So what I want is I want to stitch here, but I want my stitching to end on this line. So I'm just going to take my spacing gauge just to make sure there's lines on the template, but I want to be absolutely perfect that I end up on this line. So I'm going to come here, and when I get to there, I should be on the line. This is a design that's actually in the on the shopping bag. Then you take your template and you flip it right side up. Put the hook, you know, the B part closest to this. Put the B closest to the needle, and then you're going to do this so that you end up in the. I want to end up on the line again. And then I would do my second one, and I would keep on going until I got done with my border. Now, where the marker comes in is measure your border, right? You want to measure your border, and then you want to measure how far apart this design is. And then you can figure out how many you can put in your border, and then maybe grid it off so that if you get off and let's say the center of your spinifex is supposed to be here and your needle ends up, you know, short of that, you can compensate as you're going along. Well, that's a whole other class. That would be a good class, compensate. How do I compensate? So now you have spinifexes edge to edge in your panel, and you have the same shape in your border, and it looks fabulous. Okay, here's my last trick of the day. When I end a design where I keep going back into the center, right? If you end in the center, you have all of that thread build up that you have to bury your threads. So what I do, I don't know if you noticed, I went to the center and then I came out a couple of stitches. I try really hard not to move my fabric in this step, but I get my, try not to break your thread, Pam. That would, oh, I just moved it. I just moved it. I just said I wasn't going to do that. Let's see if it's going to come out. There we go. Oh, it's not that bad. And then I bury the threads, and the threads aren't buried into that big, thick area of thread. So that's my last tip of the day. I don't know. Stacy, how are we on time? And then I would bury that.
We're doing great. I'm just over here having my own fun.
Does anybody have any questions so far that we can address?
You know, I think people were really loving seeing what you were doing and kind of getting your tips. I was really loving the idea of those kind of circular shapes to identify your, you know, 1-inch spinifex design or your 3-inch, because it is a little bit challenging. I was going to show how I kind of got started with my spinifex feather that I was adding to a design. Because, you know, you do have the option of starting on the outside of any design, meaning you don't have to start in the middle to be able to create it. But it is nice to know where your middle placement is going to be because it's part of the plan, right? So yeah, no, I think that was, I saw some people that were excited about that as maybe an idea for something they might want in the future. But look at that. I love it, Pam. That's really neat.
So then, you know, you come down and then you go across this way.
Mm-hmm.
And you just fill in. And, you know, I went below the line here, but that's okay. You know, I went over the line here, but once all the lines are washed away or ironed away, no one's ever going to see that. They're not
Yeah.
going to know, oh, you went over the line. Like, you know, I don't color in the lines. I'm just not that kind of a person. So, you know, I do the boxes guidelines, but don't be afraid to go outside the guidelines. It's just,
Exactly.
oh, I should move that down so you can see it better.
Well, we absolutely love sharing these amazing new designs with everyone. I hope it has inspired. I think we've inspired a lot of folks today on what you can do
Yay.
with edge to edge and how you can incorporate it into finishing your projects at home. And so I really appreciate you coming on, showing the curly Q connector, which is part of our edge to edge set. And don't forget that we are offering that practice panel as an extra discount. If you so choose to purchase at this time, you get that for half off for the edge to edge templates. And if you go ahead and choose to take advantage of the EMBROIDERY collection, then you have the opportunity of getting that, getting a complimentary collection for 50% off, as well as the panel. So you can see all of our templates come in 3 shank sizes. So we do offer it in high shank, low shank, and long arm. You do need to let us know, you know, which one you want when you purchase. If you're not sure, you can go ahead and just email or call us, and we're happy to help you, kind of guide you along the way. This amazing class we did post a link to, but that is on the Sew City University. And so I can go ahead and show you right here on the screen. This is that edge to edge connector with the different shank sizes, and then that add a class kit. So design create your back project.
Oh, it's me.
So we definitely hope that y'all will consider getting that into your collection and having that. Someone asked, why couldn't you just do that for free motion? Well, you can. If you are confident enough in free motion to just go for it, yes, go girl. We encourage you to do that. But there's a lot of folks that are not as confident when doing free motion. And so having that as a guide and kind of giving you that opportunity to be guided along the way it can be very, very helpful. So we are excited to share that with everyone. Take advantage of Pam's special offer to get that for an extra discount this weekend. That's again her class on the university for the shopping bag. And we'll post another link to that here in a moment. So I did promise that we have a new and improved Sew City table and some holiday offers. So I'm excited to share those with everyone. And then we've got another amazing chance to win before we go ahead and exit today. I'll tell you what that means. We have sent a whole bunch of emails and posts about registering for this event, so you could be entered into our grand prizes. Those grand prizes will be announced on Monday, so you have a chance to rewatch this video, this live video, all weekend long using the same link and that you accessed it today. So don't worry, you can rewatch it as many times as you like. But we do have some awesome holiday specials that are coming right now. So our large table special is always really popular if you bought a new machine, or if you just decided it's your turn to get a new Sew Steady, then go for it. The large Sew Steady table has always been super popular. It's 18 by 24, and you can get that Elevate bag that has all of the amazing pockets to hold your goodies in now on the inside and on the out. In addition to our cute little smartphone stand, so you can be watching these sewing tutorials as you're quilting along for just $169. So that is one of our holiday specials that's going through December 31st. The other one is this new and improved deluxe table. So that's the one that comes with the circles and straights mat and tool now, and it comes with that big blue drawer. It is 18 by 24 as well, so a lot of folks just love that size. for any kind of travel. So that cost for that table is $199. We do have a holiday special going through the end of the year where you can get the bag with that for $229. So get that special deal. You throw in the bag for just $30 more. That's half price off the bag for the holidays. So we hope that you might consider that as one of your specials wish list items that you might want to add for your holiday purchases. And then we're giving some things away. Because you went ahead and joined us today, we definitely want you to take advantage of that free lookbook. But we also have a free design, and we'll be emailing that that free design to everyone that registered. So you can try out one of these edge-to-edge embroidery designs. If you don't have the embroidery design, then an embroidery machine, then definitely download that free digital download lookbook that will inspire you and what you can do with your rulers. Now, if you registered today, then you're going to have the opportunity to win the grand prizes, which are one of the large deluxe tables with the bag, guys. So you get the whole meal deal. So we're going to be picking a winner for that on Monday. And then we are also giving away one of the Edge to Edge collections, and with your choice of which additional collection. So again, you can also get that with that additional collection for just 50% off, but we are going to have a winner on Monday that is going to win it all. So if you decide that you have to purchase this now because you just don't want to forget, then you can go ahead and do that. And if you're the winner, then obviously you'll get your money back. But we are going to go ahead and pick our winners for that on Monday. And we are super excited about that. I was just busy over here finishing my fun little flower project. I'm using the Spinifex feathers template to do that. But I noticed that my light is really blaring too. It's hard to see the template. So I don't think I'm going to try to do this on camera, but I will say it is definitely so easy to throw down a template and finish that project. This took me all of an hour to quilt the entire project with the embroidery designs. And so being able to go ahead and throw down a template at the end to finish the entire project is so easy. So I hope you will be inspired to take advantage of using our Embroidery collection, whether it's getting inspired with the lookbook or or taking advantage of the embroidery options and really diving into Embroidery. But we've really appreciated you joining us today. I will go ahead and make sure to get a link over to you on this feed for being able to take advantage of registering. If you just happened upon our live today, then you haven't registered to win. And so you definitely want to do that still too, because that's how you're going to be able to win the grand prizes that we're going to be announcing on Monday. And if you haven't taken advantage of, getting in your connector 2-piece set or the Embroidery collection, then definitely, add that to your wish list. We are making that offer available through December or October 31st for buy one, get the other one 50% off. So if that's something you want to take advantage of, we certainly hope you do. I did promise one other thing today. I promised that I had some other trunk show items. Pam's still there. Hi, Pam. You want to talk about?
I do. I have one thing to say, and then I have a request.
Yeah.
So my feeling is for people that use rulers that don't do free motion, to me, it goes against the way my body beats. It's really hard to explain. I've been using rulers now for 9 years, so I can't do free motion. Even though I've been doing this for 9 years, I still get choked up whenever I try and do just simple stuff. So that's why I love these templates, because now I can go from place to place and I don't have to like freak out while I'm going there. And then I have a request. I don't know, did you give away a class?
Oh, you want to give away our class, Pam?
I just won. Not to everybody, but yeah, I'd like to. Does anybody want to win this class?
Right. Who wants to win this amazing class? And this is just for the folks that are here live still, because you've been a holdouts. We love it. We're going to give away, our final giveaway today is going to be Pam's shopping bag class. where she's going to be using those edge-to-edge connector templates to create this gorgeous shopping bag. So yeah, let's pick a winner for that. I love that, Pam. And then while we're picking a winner for that, I was going to go ahead and show the panel, the stitch out panel that we have the opportunity for everyone to take advantage of. And I do have one other inspirational piece that I haven't shown live yet. So we've got a little bit more to show everybody. So we are going over a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and get our giveaway pulled up here. I am lost on where my mouse is. I found my mouse. Let's go ahead and okay, we've got 82 people in the drawing for Pam's tote bag project on the Sew Steady University. So we're picking one lucky winner to get that tote bag project. And that is going to be Joyce. Joyce Milliken, congratulations. You are the winner of Pam's project. Email us your winnings and your contact information, and we will go ahead and get that out to you. That's going to be more of a digital download, so we'll email you that detail so you can take advantage of that right away. So let me go ahead and change my camera view real quick, guys. And Pam, did you have anything else you wanted to share before I took the camera?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was showing off how I was creating my edge-to-edge designs on the feather panel, but I had this other gorgeous panel project that we did for the edge-to-edge designs that I was really excited to show everyone. So I want to go ahead and show that. This is super fun. It is in the actual lookbook, but you know, sometimes it just looks a little bit cuter up front and in person there. So this is the roller skates. I absolutely love this. So we used the one of the sampler edge-to-edge embroidery designs to quilt this, and this was actually quilted kind of from the inside out, so you can kind of see some of the designs. But this was quilted as singular designs, so there's no connector points there, but you can't even tell. That's what's so incredible about these edge-to-edge designs, is that you really can't tell where one began and the next one ended. And that's what edge-to-edge is all about, is just quilting and finishing and not being able to tell. So I was super excited to show this project off. I kind of want to hang this in my house because, yeah, I kind of like to roller skate. It's fun. But I love the colors too. All right, so this is inspiration from the panels. So I did want to go ahead and show off the panel. So what we did is we had our educators have some fun with these panels. So this is actually technically 1, 2, 3 panels put together and then a border added. So this is using the Starry Nights edge-to-edge designs to finish the panel. So this is embroidery, and you can see this one, she didn't turn her tie-offs on, so she has a whole bunch going on there. But we did add the border here. You can see the Starry Nights border really, really clearly right there. So that's using the Starry Nights collection with embroidery collection. So that would be if like you were to purchase the Starry Nights embroidery collection as your 50% off, which is a super deal that has 650 designs in it, and it's growing. We keep adding more. We just added numbers to it. It's got a font collection and all of these amazing border designs, corner motifs, and then full designs as well. But with the edge-to-edge collection, you can quilt that out super quickly. So that's what we're giving everyone in the panels, is we're giving you that inspiration to be able to quilt this out with your edge-to-edge. Now, I have a question for you. Do you think, and I don't know if you can see this super clearly, but this project was quilted with rulers, or was this quilted with embroidery? Can you see that? You can't probably see that clearly enough to tell, but that was actually quilted with rulers. So this was what using the edge-to-edge connectors. We quilted this one with rulers, and again, that's the panel that comes that's in that class kit. And then we have another version using embroidery right here. And that's, again, kind of taking those 3 panels and putting them together. I had some fun with these panels, and I haven't finished them. So I was like, oh, should I show them? But, you know, I'm going to show them anyways. But I incorporated the Embroidery font collection into them. And I did a couple different options. So this one is using one of the embroidery designs, and I stacked the designs. And then I did kind of multiple designs in a single hoop. But then I added the font collection. And so I know it's backwards right here for you, but it says "Be a Star." So that was kind of fun to be able to kind of create, what I'm going to do is like little placemats with that. So this is the final practice panel. And so we give you instruction on how to go ahead and do the edge to edge on it. And then we, inspire you to go ahead and finish it if you want to just do edge to edge, if you want to add rulers to it, or if you have the Starry Nights collection, you can add that. And then this one I did, and this is Over the Moon. So just kind of a fun, again, this is the single panel project. And so I added the edge to edge connectors together, and we just did a little font on the inside with our font collection. Now this one again was using the embroidery edge to edge, and I did on the top there, I just used one of the border designs out of the Starry Nights collection, and I did a simple border across the top there. So again, just a few little options to take advantage of your of those panels. If you want to bring in a $5 panel, take advantage of the instructions on how to do the edge to edge with it through ruler work or through embroidery. But yeah, we've got so many fun little options to choose from. I've got one more here that we did, and this was truly just using the edge to edge designs, and we filled this in and had a little extra. So I was going to do some ruler work on this edge because you can see it really well on the back, but I just have a little extra on the back that I want to fill in. And I thought, well, that'll be perfect for being able to use my connector rulers and add some stars there. So super excited to finish that one as well and then get it all bound up. But we hope that you really got inspired today with everything that you can do with the amazing edge-to-edge designs if you choose to use the embroidery versus being able to take advantage of the connectors. I appreciate you joining us. I know we were a little bit over our planned time today, but it was fun to be able to come on live with everyone. Kathy's still here. Hi, Kathy. You're muted, but I appreciate you. We can't hear her. There she is. And Pam's still here too. Thank you, ladies, so much for all joining us today. We loved it.
You're welcome.
Any final words?
Yes, don't forget, there was quite a few comments about not having a embroidery club store near people. Don't forget there's the virtual club stores also.
We do offer that. Let me go over to that page really quick on our website, because I do think that sometimes that can be overlooked, and I think that's important to acknowledge. And we do have a few options for virtual club stores, and I would put Kathy's 906 Quilting right at the top of that. So, oh, look, she's right there. So take advantage of that, because she is offering that education. You can access it right there on our website. We've got, for those of you in Australia, we've got Punch with Judy. We've got Stitch in the Ditch in Canada. So we do have several virtual club stores. And then again, because when you buy the collection and register it, you automatically get that education. So even if you don't have it right there in a store near you, you can still be a club member and take advantage of those special offers. So, wow, well, what a fun day it's been. We definitely hope you take advantage of some of these new tools and really get inspired to do edge to edge as we all have. We'll look forward to some of the future education that's going to be really inspiring everyone to get in there and finish some projects. I think that's what we're going to see a lot more of, is some finished projects. Oh, and I wanted to announce, as many of you know, we've done our Westerly by Me calendar every year, and we are going to do it again this year. I've just been real busy. So I'm hoping to get that going here in the next week. So then we are hoping for you to share all of your projects that you've done in the last year that are using Westerly Design or So Steady tools, if it's embroidery or ruler work, to be part of our calendar. And there's always some fun things that you get along the way if you're picked as one of our calendar entries. So just be aware that that's going to be happening here shortly as well. And so we'll have that opportunity. And then we're finishing up. We had a few entries for our winter panel or a holiday panel using Starry Night. So we're going to be picking a winner for that here in the next couple weeks as well. So all kinds of fun things to participate in as you're finishing all your projects for the year. We want you to definitely keep that in mind, and we'll be posting some links and emailing about that as well. So, all right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Pam, do you have any final words?
No, I'm just, thank you for making these templates. I always say that people ask me, what's your favorite template? And I go, well, the one that I just got. And that's really true in this case, but I absolutely love these connectors. There's so many things you can do with them. So thank you for releasing them. So,
yeah. Well, one of the big things that we feel like is our customers and our fans, our community is built on ruler work. And so as we continue to, invest in the opportunity of being able to take these gorgeous designs and make them available for embroiderers, we really want all of our ruler workers to see this as a huge opportunity to be able to use these lookbooks as inspirational designs and ideas of what you can do with your rulers, because that's truly what they are. Throughout every single lookbook, we're telling you how you can take those, which rulers are used to make each of these designs. So you're really being given a huge guide of what you can do with rulers. And so, and then, there again, as we wanted to roll out edge to edge, my big thing was it has to include an option to do it with rulers. We have to be able to do this with rulers because that's our community. So, we'll continue to grow the community, but we're going to grow it in a way that is going to continue to be focused on, ruler work and sharing, that what you can do with quilting with templates. It's got a lot of names, guided free motion, whatever you like to call it, guys. But we're going to continue to focus on using both genres together and really being able to have opportunities to finish more projects or, do things you wouldn't be able to do otherwise, like font. We don't have font and ruler work, guys. So, all right. Well, again, thank you for joining me. I will stop rambling. We'll look forward to having you rewatch this as many times as you like. And we'll be announcing our winners via email on Monday for the grand prizes. So if you come to Houston, stop by and see our booth. You can see all those lives in person. We'll be at booth in the 800, 900 aisle, right on the main aisle through festival. So thank you all so much. And thank you, Kathy and Pam, for your amazing education today. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing y'all again this next week for more great education. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.